Hey.
We are live. It is the Toxic Tower. I'm the Emo Cowboy. That is the best ball guy. And we are joined by a very special guest host, Mr. Chris the Candyman of the Fantasy Football Garage, filling in for PPR because Year of the Tower means back-to-back vacation season for our lovely hosts. BBG is just back from Nicaragua. We have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to draft about. And we're going to talk about some fades and some busts going into 2026 right after this.
Why don't you think
Look at the projected ceiling games?
I don't know if he's good or not.
Is there anybody here you need?
Oh, some other shit.
How many goddamn hoops do you have?
No, Duggan's better.
Thank you. It's a very nice side credit. I put my best effort into the team. Whatever.
Yeah, was it you finish that?
You better veto this fucking part.
Even is like Tom Landry. What have you done for me lately, bro?
Do I look insecure?
What are you talking about sarcopenia for?
Being big and strong is not functional.
No one's giving me site credit.
Year of the Tower, baby. Year of the Tower.
Welcome in, Chris. How we doing, buddy?
It's the Year of the Tower. I'm feeling great. You told me to come fill in for PPRTyler, so I thought, what could I do on this stream that he couldn't ever possibly do? So I opened with reading a book, and I think that checks the box. How we feeling, fellas?
Feeling spicy. I saw a book and I wanted to have a heart attack. I was like, oh my God, I've never seen that on this channel in my life.
Maybe I'm bringing a new element to the tower. We'll just see how tonight goes.
The only thing that is holding the tower back is the ability to read and contextualize. And the second we figure out how to do that, the sky's the limit, baby. Eric?
I think I have a solution. I think voice messages would really allow for the understanding of sarcasm and other things to help us out.
Well, I was going to say, Eric, welcome back from your trip. How was it?
Trip was great, man. Yeah. Nicaragua is... Central America in general is really the place to be, honestly. It's affordable. It's not that far away. And I don't know. Things move slower down there and it's just a lot of fun. You know, I don't really have any negative things to say, you know. Great surfing trip. I don't know if we have any surfers out there, but if you are a surfer and you need an affordable surf trip, I think Central America, anywhere, Costa Rica, Panama, El Salvador is the hack to go with. So yeah, it was a great time. Not as good as going to Texas to meet you guys, though. Am I right?
Man, I keep forgetting that was just December. Yeah, the three of us were all together here in beautiful Clutch City. Just, what is it, 7 months ago for week 15 of the Houston Texans versus Cardinals. Time does fly. My God.
Yeah.
Take me back.
BBG shows up to town, man. You get some big games.
We had a big Schultz game, a big McBride game, a Michael Wilson game. No one saw the lowly Cardinals putting up points against the vicious, vaunted Houston, Texas defense in garbage time. A lesson and a reminder, folks. The playoff schedules, we're very afraid about the Seattle defense, the Houston defense. That doesn't mean they're not going to score any points. So don't overthink week 17, guys.
Well, I did make a short form video again this morning breaking down Green Bay, Houston. So
over under on this short form being 90 minutes.
Under on that. So
over under 60 minutes.
Over 60 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a lot
so
longer than we intended to be.
Long form content still getting churned out on the Best Ball Guy channel. Very fun. What you got going on? What's that?
I was just offering it to the tower.
Offering what to the tower? Short form content?
Yeah, short form. You know me. I put out the best shorts. Got to start pulling my weight around here. Some are saying.
Yeah, let's address the elephant in the room. Toxic Therapist 69 says, I have availability tomorrow night at 7 Central if you need group therapy. Is this KY? Because you're saying Central, so I have a feeling you're in Texas. And you're probably accessing the Discord. So before we get into busts and fades, we can just address that if you want to get in on all the behind-the-scenes drama that was the group chat leaking over into the Discord, become a Toxic Tower member today for just $4.99 a month. Get access to the members-only Discord where we say vile things about each other and to each other in front of God and everybody on Discord for all of you to enjoy the drama and the real emotional feelings that Toxic Tower has on a weekly basis. We had our monthly crash out. We're all feeling our menstrual
It
cycles
was a
very
bad
strong.
one, guys. It's a very bad one. Like we were moments away from this fully ending. And still could be at any moment. We are not out of the weeds yet, that's for sure.
My mouse hovers over dissolve LLC button.
Okay, I wanted to make a rule about that because that did come out along with may or may not be death threats in there as well. But the threat of the dissolve of the LLC, very real. And I think we need to sleep on that one. We need to have an in-contract signature signed document that says we will sleep on that decision at least.
I've made peace with my God. Make peace with your God.
That's kind of funny. All right. Well, yeah, I'm a piece of shit. I don't do anything. And, it boiled over. But I was having a bad morning. I took it out on Emo. There's so much in there. I don't even know. Do we tell them what happened? We have to tell them at this point.
Go ahead. Thank you, Robert Griffin III. By the way, belated happy 32nd birthday for our sensitive best ball guy.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You late first, brother.
Yeah, appreciate that. I woke up this morning. I didn't know what time the show was. We had set the time on Sunday while I was in the middle of this like surf trip. And I asked this morning when I first woke up because Emo sent me a text about, be prepared with the bust and fades and stuff like that. And then I just get a snarky response. I get a, where's the old calendar, Mr. Schedule Man? Like sending me screenshots of the time that I had said and I couldn't find it at the time. And to me, it's just frustrating because all it takes is 0.5 seconds to just put like 6:30 and send it. It's like, it doesn't need to be a whole thing. No one was going to talk in the group chat probably the rest of the day after that. And so it's like, it just turned into this whole thing where Emo's sarcastic to me. And then I called him a piece of shit because he's being a dick to me. And then it just got pretty bad. Yeah. It boiled over the Discord. Emo needed to let everyone know about it, which honestly was fine. I was okay with it. I was like, I honestly feel in the right here still. So let's see what the people have to say. And people were pretty pissed at me at first, for sure. But they were the classic like emo slappies of the Discord that really like him. And then my slappies came in a little bit later and tried to defend me. And so it really shows the togetherness of the tower in the Discord, really, if you think about it. If you want to spin zone this into a positive. But I will say this. Basically the thing is come to like, I don't do enough for the show and I don't pull my weight around here and stuff like that. And so I'll honestly accept that. If that is the majority census, like of my co-hosts or even the fans, then I will change that. I want specific things I can do to change that genuinely. Like I will help that out. Like that's all I can really say and do. But anyways,
so we're dropping a poll in the YouTube chat right now. Vote if BBG is the most worthless person in the Toxic Tower. You got 3 options. We're going to put a YouTube poll out. We'll close the poll in about 15 minutes. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys.
Hey, look at you already picking up where PPR left off. A promo man first and foremost after my own heart. We love to see it.
There are no BBG slappies.
Thank you, Tyler, for the $20 donation. And yeah, what a hell of a spin zone. No one defended you. They were like, yeah, Emo came in kind of hot, but I get it because Eric is constantly annoying and isn't owning his shit.
Only to you. Like, that's not fair. They're not in the group chat. You literally looked up when I had said what time things were. And it came up 4 times in 2 years that I've asked what the time is for things. I mean,
no, that was only 4. That was 4 in the last few months, buddy.
No way.
I didn't go back 2 years with you to check all that.
The phone has all of it. You can't even help it. It only pulled up 4.
Dude, I am more than happy to drop every single group chat message in the Discord. I'm
gonna have Claude reread our entire group chat from last year and pick a side.
Actually, this is a good segment. Claude, am I the asshole? And I can't wait for that segment.
I won't. No, I'll make it non-biased.
No, again, dude, please upload every message. But I'm just saying the people deserve group chat, the group chat finals. Also, this one did get me. I think Mac Nova made a comment in the Discord about another month, emo HR harassment reporting and BBG once again on a pip. That did make me laugh.
What is a PIP?
Performance improvement plan.
Oh my god.
And if you fail it, you're fired.
It's ridiculous, dude.
All right, hold
It's
on. I gotta
fishbowl
get
It's on a
talk.
beautiful beach in Nicaragua. Now I'm dealing with like we're mid-July. I get it. We need training camp. We need something to talk about. But goodness gracious, I mean, look what Pete's done to us.
Yeah, it's all Pete's fault. We weren't fighting amongst ourselves before Pete got involved.
No, we
All right,
have
hold
been, but I don't know. I got to step it up. Hey, Milo.
Shout out to the puppers.
I got to step it up. Yeah, I gotta. Fucking ram.
Careful. If you say you got to step it up, BBG's gonna come at you and tell you be specific.
Yeah, I want to be specific because I don't actually know what more you guys do than I do, and I would love to like see
That's
the
okay.
facts
Ignorance
on
is
that.
bliss.
Once
Hold on, I
again,
wanna get
that's
this-
like, yeah, that's an answer, but like, can you be specific? Like, it's like,
I'm gonna give you the answer that that the downtrodden give their oppressors. It is not my job to educate you.
it's crazy, dude. It's like the most gaslighting thing ever, bro. Like, you can't. It's almost like you can't be serious to a certain extent.
Yeah, it's fun to not be serious with you. Let's get into it. Let's talk some fades and some busts. This is what I really want to talk about. It's easy to talk about who we like, who's gonna smash, all the hopium in the air. Candyman, get us started with what, and again, we posed this question of players or teams or macro things. What's your fade or your bust right off the rip?
Perfect timing. Just been looking into it. You and I actually talked about it on Twitter earlier today. So I hate to be the Grim Reaper here, but Rome Odunze is your bust on the Bears for 2026. He was 111th in the NFL last year. That was his success rate, right? He was 190th out of 197 players in terms of his catch rate. Rome Odunze, he's a great deep target. He's got some red zone, target appeal. He's just not going to pay off his current price tag when all of these targets start going towards Luther Burden and Colston Loveland. You've heard the coach speak. They want to get, Ben Johnson wants to get Caleb to be more accurate. You're not going to get more accurate throwing more deep bombs to Rome Odunze that are incomplete. 6.5 targets a game for Rome Odunze, only catching the ball 3.5 times or less. That's not going to cut it. It's going to be the passes that are going to be screens and design plays going to Luther Bird and Colston Loveland. Rome Odunze, one of the last wide receivers in design plays, also very, very far back in the list in first read targets. He's just not that guy in this offense. If you want Caleb Williams to improve, you're going to have to not throw it to Rome Odunze.
Can I push back?
Please.
We've
try.
never done that once on this channel. Why would you even think of that?
I don't know. I feel like I have to ask
Pete and
that.
Crane aren't here. Please push back.
Okay. I pushed back on them too, by the way.
No,
but,
you didn't. Go ahead.
No, I would just say, like, I think the only downside you could ever even imagine for Rome would really just be the foot issue for me, right? Like, that's like the main problem that I see. Like, there's skeptics that broken foot is going to like linger and get worse like as the season goes on. But I think if he doesn't have that injury, like we saw how dominant he was the beginning of last season, and Caleb does have like the deep ball. That's one of his major skill sets, and they lose DJ Moore, who was kind of soaking that up a little bit last year. Like, I think
push
Rome's
back.
got some
I
good
got
spike
fake
weeks.
news, fake stat right there.
Okay, so DJ
Caleb
Moore.
Williams was 45th in the NFL last year in deep ball accuracy, and I just know that off the dome because me and Hartman were looking into it last
But
night.
he has the ability. to
45th.
throw
There's only
a good
32
deep ball.
teams.
No. You don't understand. In Eric's mind, if you can throw it a far distance, you are a great deep ball passer, regardless of the accuracy. And that's kind of the work ethic he has. If he has the ability and the belief, that means it happens. So just because he can fucking hose it means he's a good deep ball passer.
Well, I mean, I would like to look at the spike weeks Rome had last year and see how those spike weeks came, because obviously he was super dominant through those first 5 weeks. So, like in my mind, I remember those being like longer touchdown passes, not like a bunch of volume. I guess
You
it
can
was
have long
pretty-
touchdown passes and not be a very good deep ball passer. That's just highlight brain, respectfully.
Sure. Yeah, and that's fair. Like, that's how I consume my football is watching Red Zone. So I'm getting
I know.
Rome Odunze's highlight catches. I'm not going back and watching every single game.
Wait. If you were consuming Red Zone content as your main basis for fantasy football, why is Hendo such a big stand for you?
Hendo's fantastic. What are you talking about?
He
Hendo
did
is
a lot of red zone work. It was a lot of outside the red zone.
He was better success rate in the red zone than Ramondre last season. That's an analytical fact, buddy.
Cite your sources.
I think I heard that on, I don't know, one of the normie podcasts, but I don't know why they would lie about that. They have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. It's like football.
Yeah, no one with a big
CBS
fan
or
base has
something.
ever lied. That's why Davis Maddock is the truth.
I mean, I don't think they lie on purpose. I'll say that much. I feel like if show that big would vet stuff, but I just think Rome's
I don't
like
think
a really
you
good
lie on
spike week
purpose. I
guy
think
on a
you do
super
it.
good offense. Like Rome's like a really good spike week guy on a really good offense. So it's just a tough fade. I also love their week 17 matchup, and you never know who you're going to need week 17. And honestly, the entire playoff schedule, if I remember correctly, is pretty damn good. So I get it. Like why he's maybe too expensive is just a spike week guy, but could be a big beneficiary of week 17.
So real
game.
quick,
Yep.
Go ahead.
One of the best week 17. One of the best week 17 games is redeeming, but all the more reason to go after Luther Burden and Colston Loveland and fade that. Last thing, I'm like, it's kind of a weak analogy, but do you remember the year we were drafting Diggs, Nico Collins, and Tank Dell all way too early? They can't all pay off. One of them's got to be the one that you actually should be fading.
Stroud sucks though.
Well, how good is Caleb Williams? And so
I think Caleb's really good. Maybe that's the difference.
just from a psychology.
Really good.
Just from an ADP psychology perspective, the market's telling you which two guys are the best. They're clearly in a tier of their own. They're back head to head in ADP. There's one guy that's at the end of that. It's like, oh, he's the value. He's right behind them. No, he's actually getting carried by their weight. Roman Dunze should be much further back for a wide receiver 2 and probably the number 3 target on his team, almost guaranteed. He's not even the top 3 fantasy option on his team. You still have DeAndre Swift there. He's like number 4. So do you want the number 4 option on the Bears, which are a good team? He can have some spike weeks, good week 17 matchup, but he should be way cheaper. He should be going around pick, I don't know, like 90 would be fine. Ricky Pearsall.
Damn, that's a big drop. Because I was going to say, like, where would you even put him then? I guess you could make the
Ricky
argument,
Pearsall.
Take all the, I mean, dude,
90, 100.
I'm taking him over DK Metcalf. Like,
He hasn't had as good of a season as Brian Thomas's rookie year. He's not as consistent and hadn't played as much as like Ladd, who's even more expensive. I just comping him to his own wide receiver class. I think it's Ricky Pearsall that he's closest to.
Well,
so that's what I want to talk about is like ultimately, and that's the onus of the thumbnail, and that's kind of what's been on my mind. I think Jacob Sanderson and Ryan Heath, ship chasing fantasy points, they've all kind of talked about it recently, and it's something that we've kind of toyed with, but we haven't really talked through. Is we have like one of the few times, and I think the only other time I can think of this is the 49ers a few years ago with CMC, Kittle, Ayuk, and Debo all going in like the top, 60, 65 picks 3 years ago or so. Is like we've got every big bear going in the top 65 picks, and then the next closest bear in Kyle Monungai, RB2, is going in the top 90 to 95 picks, depending on what site you're on. And the question is, can they all coexist at those prices? And I have very strong inclinations that can't happen with either Caleb is who he is right now. Through 2 years, we've seen a very gifted, talented, but very limited passer as far as accuracy and rhythm and consistency. Not too dissimilar from like Cam Newton, where it's just like he can be really streaky, where like he can hit big plays with his legs and his arms, but we're not seeing like the same touch and rhythm, which, Ben Johnson and these modern offenses kind of thrive in. But he makes it up for like with the magic sauce, right? The Russell Wilson scramble toss type of, magic. And there's regression innate in that. And it's like, so who's going to miss out? And I'm kind of with you where I'm a little like Luther Burden feels kind of expensive, but the fact that he sees those easier, at least last year, if we're projecting all these guys, right? And it's like, I think the safest option to me is DeAndre Swift in the steady Eddie running back who was leading the way until he got banged up late in the season. It's a good offensive line, and it is a run-focused attack with Ben Johnson with all the stops he's been involved with his pass catching. And Kyle Monangai doesn't look very special to me. So I'm inclined to think Swift is the most safe. And then I think the safe with upside, I think we kind of agree it's Loveland, this very talented top 10 NFL prospect who broke out and looks electric. There's some risk buying into that, but I'm getting kind of these McBride vibes where he was a round 5 pick because we weren't sure that, like, well, the back half, what we saw, is that real? And I think Loveland kind of fits that mold of easy stuff he can see, explosive ability, just really good football player with really great yak and a really great offense. And then it becomes how much easy stuff does either Rome or Luther see? Luther has seen a lot more of the easy button stuff with his yak ability, so that makes him a little bit safer. But ultimately, I do agree that, like, Rome is intriguing. There are things to like about him. I think Dreaming of Sundays mentioned high ADOT, good target share, solid yards per out run. And he's kind of tricky because the foot thing is something I'm not super worried about, but the doctors have said could be concerning. But ultimately, as Candyman and I went back and forth on Twitter about, Caleb as a deep passer has been concerning, and he and Rome's connection hasn't been the strongest thing in the world. And I think for best ball, we've been talking about, hey, these perimeter volatile, deep ball specialist, big body guys are better for best ball. And I think his frame makes him interesting for red zone usage. But I think what we're seeing now is, and I know some folks have talked about it, like, how valuable is that role for fantasy versus just heavier targets and easier, more consistent work, especially at cost, right? Like, how appealing is Jamison Williams if you have a guy that is going to score you 0 points 3, 4, 5 times a year potentially because of who he is as a role player? And so I like Rome. I've taken a good amount of Rome as like a way to kind of be off of the potentially expensive burden, but I'm kind of coming around to the NFL offenses kind of want to use this like power slot yak guy, Amon-Ra, Puka. We've seen like that London, like, move him in the slot, Chase, move him in the slot, give him easier stuff, let him eat, let him feed. And so I'm starting to be more concerned about Rome at cost. Best ball, you want some, but yeah, I'm with you, Candyman, that like, all things being equal, I think I'm willing to buy the prices on Burden sometimes, Swift and Loveland a lot. And then it just becomes like what to do with Caleb, because Caleb points per game looked interesting, but we've also seen some like concerning regression stuff. So how are you handling Caleb at cost?
For me, it's kind of tough to get all the way there on Caleb. Last year when we were drafting Caleb, we'd be able to get him at pick, what was it, like 115, 110, and he was a little bit more expensive than Drake May. This year, he and Drake May both move up like 40 picks, and they're way more expensive. But I feel like Drake May is the one I feel more confident getting and investing at that price, where he truly has. I see the results we got from Caleb, like really good results. He outscored Jalen Hurts. That's pretty impressive. I feel like Drake May is the quarterback in that same range that I kind of gravitate towards more, or just wait for Hurts, or look for a Burrow stack. So Caleb's in a really expensive spot is the problem. If you get him with a stack with Colston or Loveland or Burden, I think that's kind of the best way to play it. But yeah, he's kind of expensive. Maybe he can justify it. I feel better justifying the Drake May price in a similar range.
That's really hard for me, right? It's I look down the barrel of Jaden Daniels, Drake May, and Jalen Hurts, who we've seen concerning stuff with Hurts, but we've still seen more consistent production. Eric, what about you as far as how are you handling all the Bears prices?
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm hearing the compelling case. It's getting me more interested in Loveland for sure. I definitely see the risk with Luther Burden. I know that's my guy, but there was a different bet being made last year with the 10th round price, of course. So, I recognize the risk of it, but like you said, it's like he could be the one that really breaks it for the receiving game on the Bears. Like, is the guy who is like a second round pick next year and does kind of take over that. I would never say it's like an Amon-Ra role because he's not Amon-Ra.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. Steve kind of makes the alludes to it, but I think we have to drop this whole such and such role.
Yeah, no, it's not like that.
Coaches
he could be the target leader though, which is really exciting.
Right.
The target leader on the Bears on a Ben Johnson offense is more valuable than a 4th round pick in most cases, I believe. I also think he's extremely talented. So he could score from distance and stuff like that, like a Jamar Chase, if you will. Yeah, like, I'm still going to be taking Rome, though. I think Rome is a fine pick. Like, he goes at the 5-6 turn. I'm not going to be scared on Rome there. I think there's situations where I need a receiver, and I think there's a big tier breakdown. Like the Parker Washington and Marvin Harrisons who go right after him. If I was like streaming with someone or whatever, and they were like, oh, I want Parker or Marv over Rome, I wouldn't really argue with them. I think that's a fine bet. But I'm going to be mixing it in, and I wonder, it's getting me thinking, like, I wonder how much Rome is actually paired with Caleb based on their prices right now. It's kind of an interesting stack to have that not a lot of people do, I'm assuming, because Caleb's like at the end of the 6th and Rome starts the beginning of the 6th. So
I've been noticing
5-6
Caleb and
turn.
Hurts, I don't know if you've noticed this, Candyman. Caleb and Hurts have kind of tended to fall into the 7th round a bit. And so I think with Rome sliding a little bit and Caleb sliding a little bit, I think you're just going to naturally see a little bit more of those combos because of like just ADP alignment. Because like, I think projections are kind of ranking Caleb down, because like, how much different is Caleb to like the next tier of Dak, T-Law, Herbert, right? I think he belongs in that tier more so than he does in the pure rushing guys tier of May, Daniels, and the like. He's not
think
really
Caleb
bunched.
On a great year could be like a Josh Allen, man, honestly, with how much he runs and his throwing, at least, you know, maybe the accuracy isn't there yet, but the rawness of how good he could be at throwing the ball, combined with his rushing and his goal line stuff, he could put up some big numbers, honestly.
Yeah. The Ben Johnson offense kind of feels like it's not going to put it all on Caleb's plate, though. Like with the run game focus and the quick hitting stuff, you know, I think that's part of the concern.
I like what Candyman said about how Ben Johnson is mentioning wanting him to become more accurate and just hit more of those easy throws.
I would want my guy to be more accurate too.
For sure, yeah. But even just, I don't know if they were trying that last year and it wasn't working, or if they just weren't trying to do the short passing, but that'd be good to see. Yeah. So
I have to dig deeper into it. I think the reason I gave my May piece is I just think he has a higher passing ceiling, and the rushing probably could be similar in some years for them, but I also kind of lean May. So I think, to me, and everyone said it, but like May is kind of that Josh Allen potential trajectory. And I feel like they kind of have to lean on him to get things done. They brought in AJ Brown. That's going to help. But with Caleb, can they just support him with really strong cast and then really good coaching and kind of hide his faults? But also this is finding faults with great players. So
yeah, ultimately it's just a price thing. And I think the easy argument for me is I'd rather overinvest in a great offense with great pieces and let the chips fall where they may. And I hope to either get bailed out by points per game, final season finishes, or finals or playoff stretches. And there's only going to be like 10, 12 max offenses that truly provide us multiple like league winners or multiple huge hits. So I'm willing to pay a premium. I do think it's time to kind of be mindful though about like the profiles, because I do think the opportunity cost is the real issue with Rome, because Rome does kind of maybe profile more as like a QJ-esque type of guy, like you mentioned from an archetype perspective, given what 2 years of what we know. And with the players coming in, with who Caleb has shown us to be, more so than like what the ceiling on a BTJ, a Carnell Tate, you know, as a rookie, you know, first round quarterback, first round receiver with, you know, this quarterback in this system, and then guys like Jadarian Price, and then just the quarterback. So, and then hell, Tyler Warren, you know, is a guy that could easily just be like a much better hit, because we just saw him earn over 100 targets and look like a really strong, you know, Loveland type of talent before the offense kind of fell apart. And so I think the Rome issue truly is like, is he not enough of a hit because of the issues with him, either, you know, physically or as an offense, versus some of the guys you're not taking. Also, thank you, The What, for gifting. If you're joining the Toxic Tower, check the description below. And then if you want to talk about spike weeks, check out the Fanspeak Substack. Use promo code TOXIC or the description linked below in the channel. For just $28 a year, you can get access to a fantastic fantasy guide showing all the spike weeks, who actually players are, where they scored, how their offenses looked. It's a gorgeous guide, and it also gets you content for the rest of the fantasy football year, dailies, redraft content, weekly write-ups, a lot of fantastic analysis. check out Fanspeak. We're friends of theirs. They're friends of ours. So check that out. On to the next fade or bust. Who we got up next, boys?
You want mine? Okay.
I don't know how much more teeing up you'd like.
No, okay. I was between a couple different guys, but I think I'm gonna go. And this is gonna kind of hurt, but I'm gonna say I'm fading Josh Allen, man. I'm fading the third round Josh Allen. I know this is not like a hot take from other people in the community. I've actually heard this quite a bit, but it kind of goes back to this Caleb, Jaden Daniels, Drake May price. Like, I just can't get behind passing on the third round running back or wide receiver to take Josh Allen, knowing that I could potentially get a guy who scores in totality like 30 less fantasy points than him on the whole season out of Jaden Daniels, Lamar, May, these guys who go so much later than him. And it's a big tier break at wide receiver, especially even down to Lamar. Like, basically right after like J-Mo and Adams go, maybe even Watson, you start to enter kind of rookies or the Romo Dunze tier. And it's like Lamar's just sitting there. But when you take Josh Allen, you're passing on Chris Olave, Zay Flowers, T. Higgins, Luther Burden, maybe Tet, Garrett Wilson, like really big superstar receivers potentially. So yeah, that's going to be my active fade, actually. Like, I don't really think I'm going to get off of that. I do have, if we want to talk about it, I think Josh Allen's actually really interesting in Eliminator. I think raising your floor in the Eliminator with your quarterback is more important in that style of a contest rather than in BBM, looking down at your team week 15. Like, I don't know. I just feel like you can make up the quarterback points so much easier down below. Just get a 30 point out of Purdy, even if Josh Allen drops 38 that week. But it's going to be hard to make up, like, if Zay Flowers drops 35 and you have Josh Downs or some other receiver who's not really popping off as hard where I took Purdy, that kind of thing.
So it's a price issue for you. It's not anything about Josh Allen. It's just the price. It's the market price, right? Yeah.
No way. Yeah, it can't. Nothing about
Makes sense.
Dude. Josh he's an absolute beast. He could also go off for 45 in week 17 against Miami. He could score 4 rushing touchdowns. I wouldn't even be surprised.
Doesn't Josh Allen own the highest single quarterback score going back like 15 years? That 50-something burger versus the Rams a few years ago.
He does.
I think that's the ultimate. I understand the price thing, but he's now falling to like the 4th round on Underdog. And
that's more interesting, right?
Toxic.
As soon as you start factoring in maybe the price is like, okay, it's Mike Evans and Terry McLaurin, who are like some older receivers who I do like, but mixing in Josh Allen over those guys. But the young stud wide receiver ones are really hard for me to not take there.
I think the Eliminator point is just a little tough for me because the same logic you applied to fading Josh Allen because of Lamar and Jaden and Drake May applies in the same way in best ball to Eliminator. Like a 1v1, you can run up against a team with 1, 2, or 3 of those mobile quarterbacks with those ceilings that can match toe-to-toe for, single game output, full season output. We've seen it. And you're paying a higher price for that. So it's like, I like Josh Allen. I think it really just comes down to like how comfortable you are pushing that extra positional limit in Eliminator versus I don't think that's I don't think it's such a different format that invalidates your price fade for Allen from going from like BBM to Eliminator.
I hear you about that. Honestly, I'm willing to change that, but that was kind of a Nicaragua thought I had, to be honest with you. I was kind of sitting there and I was like, I don't take any Josh Allen, which makes me not take really many Bills, which is kind of scary. And I was like, how can I find a way to justify this? And I heard on a podcast, of course, me, they were like, Josh Allen teams in redraft half PPR, like basically advance the 6 out of 12, or at least make the playoffs in their home leagues, like whatever, 70% of the time. And I know that's stupid information, but it just got me thinking. I was like, dude, you're right. If I only need to beat one other person and Josh Allen's floor is that ridiculous, like, and I know I could also completely win off of when he does spike. I was like, that's pretty interesting in a 1v1. I think it's less interesting in a 1 out of 15 where you need a little bit more to swing your way. Is kind of what I was thinking.
Again, I think the problem is that the redraft is the whole point of like set it and forget it. And I'm not having, like in best ball, I don't have to choose who has the best week. I just get the guy that scores that.
That's kind of the
thing.
Like
redraft is its own animal because Allen is like the Kelsey of old or whatever, where it's like every week I know what I'm getting out of him, and I don't have to fuck up a start sit, or I don't have to miss out on whatever. Josh Allen's never scoring less than 17, and sometimes he's scoring 30 plus. I can live with that range of outcomes. In best ball, I don't have to ever make those decisions. And isn't he more expensive in Eliminator than he is in Best Ball Mania? So you're kind of paying.
I don't know. I haven't actually done this yet.
Yeah, you're paying a premium for that. So I don't know that I subscribe to that.
No, I see what you mean. That's
Josh Allen week 17 versus the Dolphins is the reason why I can't be completely out on him. And for me, I'm applying your eliminator logic to non-eliminator formats. I don't mind Josh Allen at the 3-4 turn. I've had quite a bit because I do view pretty flat tiers of running back and receiver in that range. And in this 3 quarterback meta, I would much rather trust Josh Allen. The thing that Josh Allen has done is he's provided you the most consistent spikes, points per game, and season-long outputs, as well as full season health. He's played through the most injuries, the most games, and he's had the least amount of drop-offs with weather or with injury. The guy just scores points as a tank. So I take him a lot in those contests to then get myself an added roster spot for an additional running back, tight end, or receiver, because I'm only comfortable building 2 quarterback with the most proven, stable, and spiky guy. And now that I'm getting him cheaper, I'm going to have quite a bit, because I do think getting to go 2 quarterback in a heavy 3 quarterback meta provides some value for, like, we can talk about an extra roster spot, but like I can with certainty say that like I'm not missing out with Allen without like a huge outlier injury, right? And I think that's more valuable in those from a roster construction standpoint, especially in 18 rounds on Underdog versus some of the other sites.
One thing that I thought was interesting about the Week 17 matchup for Buffalo, it's away, it's at Hard Rock Stadium, and Miami sucks. We know this, right? But it's kind of overplayed that they're just bad. Any football team, any given Sunday, right? When I look at Green Bay in Week 15, the Vegas implied score for Green Bay against that same Miami defense, but at home in Green Bay, is 28 points. Buffalo traveling to Miami, their implied total is 27.5. But we know that Buffalo's a higher scoring and better offense than Green Bay's. Their season average is higher implied total. So what that tells me is being on the road from a Vegas perspective, is not great. And then when we dig deeper into it, the last time they played in Hard Rock, the Dolphins actually won 30-13, and they pounded the Bills in Week 10 last year. So I know that we like to get carried away with like the Week 17 matchups look good on paper. We just don't know until we get there. Any given game can be, very variable. They can vary a great amount, right? So that's one thing I recently kind of uncovered was like, how come the Packers are going to put up more points against this Miami defense than the Bills would? And it's just like simply the fact that you're home or away actually is a slight, going to be difference there.
No, and then that's sharp. And
I
mentioned that is the concern, is these divisional games specifically are much more variable. We've seen high shootout divisional games 3 weeks later, think of the NFC South, followed by an absolute like shit mud kick fest from like 13-10. These teams know each other really, really well, and they game playing for each other really well. I think having a completely new staff in Miami might help with a little bit of that tendency. But yeah, we can't ignore that like historical trends on weather and away games do impact and affect like just how teams play, how teams score. So I definitely like, yeah, when I think of Miami, I think of the interest of what I tell myself is I'm not worried about them taking their foot off the gas because it's a divisional game and because Miami has given them fits going back to like Ryan Fitzgerald seasons as a team with Josh Allen. So from a competitive standpoint, I don't think they can just take the game off and take the night off. So Josh Allen being in the thick of it competitively is appealing, but you're certainly right that like that can go really, really, really poorly. That said, if Josh Allen is the vehicle to get me into that, I'm not doing solo quarterback. And so ideally it's that second quarterback stack, but I think that's one of the things that I would have done previously of, Josh Allen, and then push it to the limit with the QB2, some absolute shitter just to cover the bye week. And now I'm like, well, if I'm going to draft a quarterback, I want to draft a quarterback who could potentially outscore Josh Allen in a meaningful way. And so in these flat tiers of like rounds 9 through 14, just grab a quarterback with an actual ceiling that could potentially be the guy in the finals that overtakes Allen with a pretty like, mediocre Miami outing.
I have one more thought
Fitzpatrick.
experiment on the value of Josh Allen. So everyone perks up when you say, yeah, but I take Josh Allen when he goes to the 4th round. In the 4th round, he's more interesting. Do a thought experiment. Grab the last 4 or 5 players in the 3rd round and grab the first 3 or 4 or 5 players in the 4th round and just arbitrage. What's the difference between these guys? Obviously, the guys going a little bit earlier are that much better, but how much better are they really in a 1 week kind of, slate? And so if you're saying, oh, I like Josh Allen in the 4th because then I take running back or wide receiver in the 3rd who's that much better than who you took in the 4th when you took Josh Allen in the 3rd, I would come back and say, like, I don't think if Josh Allen's the guy you need, I don't know that edge is big enough that, oh, you got him in the 3rd or 4th. Like, at that point, you just need Josh Allen. So I go back and forth. I think I'm going to be slightly underweight Josh Allen naturally because I don't want to pay up for elite QBs in best ball. But I think it's also, you have to think about how you're rational, giving the rationale to yourself. Are you being honest that oh, just because you took him in the 4th and someone else took him in the 3rd, is that actually that much better?
Yeah, I think that's
what I'm saying. Yeah, he needs to fall past the wide receiver, the young stud wide receiver ones for me.
Yeah, I think we definitely overrate minor changes because the combos could easily still be exactly the same that we're seeing. I just think from a best ball mania perspective, there's going to be enough movement in the top of the rounds that if he does end up falling to a mid 4th guy, as guys also push up,
quarterback win it though. Honestly, I know Josh Allen won it before, but he was a cheap price back then.
Joe Burrow 2 years ago on Elgru's team. It was Joe Burrow. He also had Purdy, and both could have hit his lineup and could have won it because he won by 6, and the difference between Burrow and Purdy was 4 or 5 points. But he had Burrow on there. I can look. I think he took Burrow, I want to say the 6th round. But it's borderline elite territory, right?
Yeah, but that's not the Josh Allen price, right? That's
right.
Yeah. So
he took Burrow. Actually, my mistake. He took Burrow in the 8th that year.
There you go. Yeah.
So there is a big difference.
These early quarterbacks have never really paid off as far as taking down big tournaments. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it is a season long play. Maybe you're over on you're doing. I don't know if they'll do another Frenchie marathon or whatever, but maybe that is a better play, honestly.
I mean, it's only also been 5 slates. I don't know how much actual data we can take away from that.
Yeah, that's true. Just a lot of capital. I mean, I've kind of had this thought when I was doing my drafts early in January, and it still seems to reign true. I honestly think just taking the strongest wide receivers and running backs and pushing tight end quarterback this year is the move.
And that's the other thing Chirath mentions it of, I would have also not done a 3 quarterback build with Allen, but if you're building 2 additional very cheap quarterbacks to try to get you 2 additional stacks for the finals, for the playoffs, like we kind of talked about, I think that's totally sharp. The Sims would say, hey, that's still good for advancing to the playoff gauntlet. And that's something I have done more often. Of if I'm going to wait to, backstack it, I'm going to go really late and get 2. And I wouldn't normally do that. And that's one of the things I have capitulated to the Sims on. Because again, it's just about the quarterbacks are more likely to hit your lineup any given week, especially in the playoffs. But we are in a best ball mania. We are on the clock at the 2 turn. Who do you want to take here?
I mean, Genty for sure. I think I'm Genty pretty cleanly over these guys. And then it's kind of pick your poison. We can go a bunch of different ways. It's everyone's doing the double anchor running back here. So if we want to switch it up, I'm open to it. But
what do you like to do here, Chris?
Yeah, what do you like, Chris?
It is. I like getting any combination of these 2 RBs. We could either do Hampton or Saquon. I think I kind of lean Saquon, but I'm cool with Hampton too.
I'm Hampton.
Okay. I'm cool with either. Let's go Saquon. Just switch it up. Okay, whatever.
You see the clock ticking down for a second, and you take your sweet time.
It's fine. Either way, but
Saquon does play Seattle and Houston in the playoffs.
He has a terrible playoff schedule. The whole thing.
That's bad. One thing where I'm he could be a really great advance piece, but I am a little concerned just about the rushing defenses he could face. Genty didn't have a problem versus the Texans, but Saquon might.
The Chargers have a much better playoff schedule in terms of the defenses they play, the types of shootouts they could be in.
Yeah,
the Eagles is tougher. So if we're just touchdown hunting and we think Hampton is double-digit touchdown guy and living up to the expectations, I think there's that much more likely of a chance that he could have higher scoring games that he's in when it matters the most than what Barkley could be in. So, I like to mix these guys in though. I've got a lot of combos of running back starts in this part of the board.
Yeah. I think it's I think once you start a team like this, you kind of just say in your mind, like, we stop at 5, to be honest with you. I think you'd put
We're
the whole
stopping at 4 tonight if I can help it.
Candyman, I tried it. I try every year to whip these boys into structure, and they refuse to listen.
What time did we get to who
we drafted 6 running. Chris, we drafted 6 running backs a few weeks ago on a RB start, and I wanted to vomit.
We're not drafting 6. We could draft 5. 4 is the golden number, I think.
Really?
Probably half my teams, or maybe like 40%. I'd have to look at the details. Are like 4 RB builds.
Where do you put the extra cap? You doing like 3-4 tight ends?
3 QBs, 3 tight ends. You get your 7th wide receiver, and then if you have a luxury pick. Sometimes you do throw on that 5th RB at the end. You're like, what else do we put this into?
I guess it depends on where you take the 3rd one, but I think when I start like this, I push it till the handcuffs for the most part.
I mean, I don't draft any of the handcuffs.
On what's there.
I don't draft any of them.
I'm not going to pass on a running back if you don't draft any handcuffs.
Like if you're telling me, oh, I think Sean Tucker's good RB5. Hell no, not in my world.
Let me push back. Good RB5. If I don't want my RB5 to do anything except score a shitload of points one time.
Yeah.
And Tucker, look, it's stupid caveman brain thought process, but 2 years in a row, Tucker has given us 30-point games. That boy nice. Yeah. Injuries happen. Game scripts get out of fucking whack. What are you going to do?
I liked my RB4 to be Ramondre Stevenson.
I mean, hey, dude, I like
early.
I like mixing up some strong running backs, but I do think in best ball. All right, Milo's scratching at the door.
Milo.
There's so many good late wide receivers and tight ends, and there's decent quarterbacks too. There's always good quarterbacks late. Last year, Daniel Jones was going around pick 200. Matthew Stafford was in the 70s and then the 150s. There's so many good late values at other positions. There's hardly ever good values at late RB.
Yeah. Well, okay. One thing I'm also trying to be really conscious of is like making sure I have like 5 wide receiver 1s ideally, but at least wide receiver 2s that are going to be playing like all the snaps. So
we get so wrapped up in the wide receiver 1 thing. And I love watching old chip chasing as much as the next guy and just shitting on.
No, it's current.
This guy fucking sucks. And then we watch Wandale be a top 24 receiver back-to-back.
Well, he was the number 1 though, but he was the one because Neighbors got hurt.
You totally thought he was the one going into that year, right?
Neighbors got hurt.
Oh man, dude, injuries don't happen. No, you're making my point.
Oh yeah, but now we can't take backup running backs.
No, I'm saying drafting with certainty about standing on the team is short-sighted in a long season, and we've seen it year after year. They're fun and safe. That doesn't mean it's the right portfolio makeup, because we're really wrong about what guys can be all the time. If your thought process would have missed out on Amon-Ra and Puka, their breakout years, because you would have been done at receiver by then. I only want wide receiver 1s on my team.
No, I said 5 wide receiver 1s, and then I want to take the starts late.
What do we want to do here as we're coming up on pick 36? I'm Buka for sure.
Let's go with Buka.
Where did the Buka love come out of? Javonte.
We can talk about it. I'm definitely at Buka here.
The Cowboys have one of the highest scoring team totals. They have one of the highest scoring playoffs. I'm really fixated on that lately.
He has to do the most to pay off this ADP. He's going to lose all the receiving work.
To who?
Have to.
To whoever, bro. He was.
Give me a name. We have 20 seconds.
Jaden Blue. I would take Neighbors or Tet or Waddle or Garrett.
I'm hold fast on Javonte.
I'm okay with Javonte.
All right. Well, I'm Neighbors. I mean, you're never going to get this price again. So.
Okay. Well, you have a veto.
I love Neighbors. He's concerningly not healthy. We haven't gotten good vibes. And
you didn't love the quote just this week?
Yeah.
So bullish. Harm said, yeah, man, I'm not going to give you a timeline, but he's going to be out there in some capacity.
Yeah, I mean, even if he gets cheaper, though, he's not going to come all the way back to the 5-6 turn in BBM. So
Corain recently said,
if he hits the pup, he's going to hit that 5-6 turn, buddy.
I know this will get BBG's attention. Crane said this week, he's like, if we get any kind of bad news, you know, he could just fall even further. Like, we just don't know yet. So I think we're on the edge of the timing going into August where any bad news is going to tank somebody's ADP quick. Like, it's going to be bad. Like, they're going to just fall. And there's a natural slow fall with ADP, but
yeah, we pound guys for less than that, you know, of just like some bad vibes. Like dude, Narrative Bros drove DeAndre Swift's ADP down like 3 rounds 2 years ago, or last offseason. He was like, oh, but Ben Johnson hates this guy. And it's like, dude, narrative fun, much less like Rashee Rice missing 6 games with a suspension was a 6th, 7th round guy. Malik Neighbors,
I don't really care if he's 4th round or 6th round. Like, I just want Malik Neighbors on my team.
I get that. I get that. But I think in BBM, where you're drafting all season long and you're trying to build the best teams possible, like, he has to, like, you're accepting a level of risk that I've only ever done with Breece Hall coming off of an ACL in a much, much cleaner setup. In fact, what you're doing right now to me was what I mistakenly did with Godwin last year. I was too anchored to the early return timeline and not listening to the for months. And then he has a bad recovery and a bad comeback. Obviously, an older player, not the same level of athlete, but like, we see this every year where like there's clean run out. Like, dude, Jonathan Brooks.
I can't believe I'm seeing Malik Neighbors at the end of the 4th right now. That's blowing my mind.
But you just said it'll never happen again.
I'm going to have 35% Malik Neighbors.
I like Neighbors. The dude's a stud. And Dart's so like my most drafted QB right now.
Yes, as he should be. One of the best picks on the board by far. Should be going in the 6th round with these other quarterbacks.
Yeah. And so you asked about the Egbuka thing. I've been
I want to know why he steamed. Why did he move up?
He's steaming and moving up because, first of all, we're bored. Narrative Bros are at it. He keeps getting talked about. Zach Robinson says he's in a Puka Nacua role. He's going to move around. And then you've got ball knowers like Matt Harmon, shout out Reception Perception, and Yahoo saying, hey, this is a great fit. He's much better as the Z than he is as the X. And also you've got guys saying, hey, like, shout out Ian Harditz, just joined the Sanctuary Monday, saying, hey, Egbuka's got one of the top 10 best rookie first 5 game opening of all time up there with Puka and Chase and shit. And it's like, okay, yeah, I liked it. I loved him as a prospect. I was like 20% of him last year. I loved the landing spot that was going to like keep him down. He crushed and came out early. He was a 1st round talent. He earned a shitload of targets, ran really hot on touchdowns last year. But like the O-line, the quarterback, and himself had injuries. I'm willing to just say, Godwin is older. I am more optimistic on him than not returning now that with everything we've heard. But like, if he's not the same guy, and even if he is, like, Egbuka looked really good, earned 128 targets last year. No Mike Evans. I like McMillan. Ted Hurst is a guy. Just like the Bucks offense I want to be in on. And like Lord Reeb said, like, why not I just practice humility and say, I want the Bucks passing offense, and I'm not going to be picky about the price because the hits are the hits. And I'm just reminding myself hits matter more than misses. He checks all the boxes of guys you should just invest on. And the only way it goes wrong is like BTJ. We're like, hey, things did change from rookie year to whatever. Be careful. But we're getting a discount somewhat on Egbuka prior to this. But we're on the clock.
This was almost a Roma Dunze-ass team. It was almost such a Roma Dunze-ass team, and I would allow it.
Let's go Tate, and then I'd be interested in Parker and Marv as well as wide receiver. Or even
I'm a Parker bro.
I'm cool with any. I think we do probably double tap wide receiver here. Tate makes a lot of sense.
What about Marv? You guys aren't in it all. I think Marv might have a big year.
I draft a lot of Marv. The Cardinals are a little concerning just overall.
Yeah, in the playoffs, I'd rather
give
have
me
a
Jaguar.
Give
me a Jag.
Who's going to be steady? Yeah, all right, it's fine.
Well, so to me, we're behind. I want to take big hits. Jacob Sanderson wrote about it on Thinking About Thinking, and it's kind of where I'm at and where I've been at with the Jags, which is I like what BTJ is, but we were told last year by Film Bros, hey, I don't know that he fits the offense right. And then we saw he didn't quite fit the offense right with both with T-Law and with Liam Cohen. And then Parker Washington did fit it well. You've got a lot of moving pieces, but like if Parker's that guy, he's way underpriced. And if he's not, we've seen BBM winners get away with Alexander Madison in the 6th round. So I'm willing to just say, I'm willing to take the miss for the hit, and the hit that Parker Washington could be. Like, and then QJ goes right after him. So I'm not going to hear any bullshit. And like, I like Marv. I want to like Marv. I don't think we're going to like Marv with Carson back weeks 14, 15, 16, 17. And that's the risk.
That would hurt. So I know Emo's in on Parker Washington. BBG maybe skeptical, but you're not out on him. Just you're okay with it?
I mean, Liam Cohen, it could be any one of them. I'm
right.
I'm like the Bears with the Jags. I just take them all. I think it's fine.
Let me give you a slight reason to be more optimistic about Parker Washington from a data perspective. Weighted opportunity. It's what percent of your offense are you getting directed at you? It's targets. It's really target share and air yard share. And so Parker Washington, if you do his fantasy points per weighted opportunity, he was number 7 among all wide receivers last season. All that means is if you give him more opportunity, he's going to produce more fantasy points. So everything equal, if everyone had the exact same opportunity, if Parker Washington had the exact same opportunity as every other wide receiver does, and they're all in the same playing field, he'd be the number 7 wide receiver in fantasy points per opportunity. Number 6 is JSN. Number 5 is Pickens. 4 is Devontae Adams. 3 is Luther motherfucking Burden. 2 is T. Higgins. Number 1 is Puka Nacua. So that's a real grown-ass man list right there.
No, for sure. You know what? I want to see the extension come through. I think if the extension comes through, we're going to get a big rise on him because that'll show me the commitment they have to him as a player. I just think the risk lies within, are they really going to draft Travis Hunter 2nd overall and then not play him at the slot? Like,
I think what people need to come to Jesus about, guys, they justified trading up for a two-way player. They glazed themselves all summer long about doing it. They got way stronger at wide receiver since then than they have on defense. And we see teams all the time spend a 2nd overall pick on a full-time lockdown cornerback. Hello, Sauce Gardner. Hello, number 4th overall, Derek Stingley. Those guys are highly paid and well worth their oil. We're hearing that he'll have some work, but like the median outcome is he doesn't play that much offense. And the likeliest outcome to me is that they have more than enough capable, talented receivers to be versatile. They can mix and match BTJ, Jacoby Myers, and Parker Washington inside, outside, be versatile. Those guys are all talented and can do that. And then Hunter is, maybe sprinkling in 10 to 20% any given time. But like, why mess with a good thing?
Harvey or Dowdle, and we're done. We could throw in Trevor Lawrence.
No, let's go wide receiver. I'll
Addison's
say this.
fine.
Addison,
Matt Harmon hates Addison.
Let's go Addison first, please, so we can talk about this. I'm good with that.
I'm Lawrence first.
Vito Dowdle.
Oh my God.
Attaboy. I love the fucking sauce. I'm T-Law here for our Parker Washington stack.
No, we need a receiver.
I would agree.
BBG. We're only going 4 running backs, and we have filled. We have
filled the Liam Cohen. It's the Liam Cohen offense.
I was 3 receivers for Alec Pierce. I was like coming around to like maybe he's a good fit for this team.
Let's go T-Law. Let's go T-Law with Parker.
I'm not, but yeah.
BBG. Here's the thesis. Here's the thesis.
The thesis is our wide receivers are going to suck.
Okay, first of all, if they suck,
what's the difference between Addison and Shakir later on, or somebody else way later on? Tell me.
Addison is
target
a
earning ability
baller. What are you talking about? The guy goes for like 910 every season with a good quarterback.
And last time we saw him play, he wasn't that good with JJ McCarthy. Maybe
McCarthy
Kyler's
sucked.
better.
Justin
maybe
Jefferson
not.
sucked. Everyone sucked. It's not JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, but what's changed? Is Addison the clear number 2 anymore?
He's the quarterback.
Okay.
How many can he support
since he joined the league, dude?
Who's the best number 2 target that Kyler Murray's ever supported? There's not that many names. You're looking at Christian Kirk.
Come on, dude. This is the first time Kyler Murray's playing with Kevin O'Connell in a dome with the likes of Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison as weapons. This is going to be a completely different ball game.
Have you considered that GTA 6 is coming out during the season this year, and Kyler might not be available? He might call in sick to work, and do you really want that kind of vibe?
I mean, that's humorous, but we just took a bench player and a fucking quarterback over a potential stud wide receiver.
Because first of all, it's a structural thing. Rico allows us to just say, hey, we're leaning into 4 running backs for sure. Secondarily, we're drafting Addison where he was going before this is like a little bit around the suspension last year when it was 1 to 3 games when he was clearly the second target. They've added Jawan Jennings and TJ Hawkinson.
Jennings isn't going to do shit.
Your confidence is
Addison
admirable.
is so good, dude. Like Addison is like
How much
like,
Addison do you have?
Probably
This
not
fake
enough.
touting is nonsense.
It's for this team. I was gonna say Pierce too. I think Pierce would have been an interesting. He could be a riser
think for this
if we get
team,
positive news on the injury.
for this team, it needs receivers hitting on all cylinders from week 1. I'm a little bit worried about what Pierce is the first few weeks coming off from this this cleanup surgery where they scraped his shit. He's still not practicing yet. I think he could easily fall with a camp pup, even if it's fake pup, much like Neighbors. So right now it is Best Ball Mania. Be price conscious a little bit. And also, if Parker Washington's breaking out, that means Trevor Lawrence and this offense are playing really well, scoring a lot of points. That's a well-correlated bet. His legs, he has scored, the 4th most rushing touchdowns in the last 3 years. That's underrated for fantasy. And as well as, in a flat-ass tier, let's just get our quarterback stack.
You can't take the Lawrence pick, though, if you want to run the extra 4th running back already. That's just not,
Yeah, you
that's
can,
not
because
structural. That's
you
crazy.
can 3, 4, 8, 3. Do the math.
Yes. Yeah. And 5 of the wide receivers are going to suck. Like, what the fuck?
Why do they have to?
Because
I think wide receivers
Michael
pretty deep.
Pittman's already off the board. Like, we don't I'm going to be looking at Casey Concepcion and fucking Wandale.
Oh, first round talent. We just hate that guy.
Yes.
KC as a wide receiver 4 sounds sick to me.
Oh
Sounds
my
great.
God. We've lost the plot.
Eric has to see them be good first.
Rookie upside.
Rookie
We know
upside.
Jerry Judy's washed.
Chat, drop the Just Bombs
What if
Casey
he's
Concepcion
worse
highlight
what if he's
reel.
worse than Boston? What if he's worse than Fannin? What if
Oh,
he's,
if we get
everybody's
Dart
worse
here,
than
the Browns
everybody.
Suck.
If we get Dart here, nut.
Dart,
Dude.
no Neighbors with the Javonte bring back. So sick.
Yeah, naked Dart with Javonte. I can see it right now. The highest scoring game of the week.
Oh, look at
Yes.
these running backs. Yeah, Brooks, Rashad White, more starting running backs. Really need.
Oh, I love those running backs. Those are my favorite.
I'd rather
running
get
backs.
Pitts. Pitts could be a big deal here
it's
too. Like if
Wandale
Pitts is
and
there.
Romeo Dobbs. Dobbs is gone. We don't even get fucking Dobbs.
Dude,
Holy-
BBG's
I don't- why-
freaking
why-
out,
who
man.
cares
Give him
about
wide
Dobbs?
receivers now.
Dude, Dobbs is not going to win anyone Best Ball Mania. He at best he can flex into your flex, like whatever. We got Javonte or Dowdle on our flex. Much better than those guys.
I can't wait to see you guys play this.
Dart. I think Dart Pitts, and we
Dart
just
Pitts,
keep
Dart
pushing
Pitts.
wide receiver.
Dart Pitts, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want any of these receivers.
Or
yeah.
let's think through. I mean, we could do a later tight end. Tight end values are good later.
No,
So
I
do you wanna
like
do
what Pitts
Wandale?
offers. I like what Pitts offers this team. It's an anchor
I'm into
tight
it.
end. We can tack on tight end late and feel fine about it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to go Dart in the 10th round. I'm not going to pass on that.
Cool.
It's a fun.
All right. For the audio listeners, we're building Eric's nightmare. 2-4-3-1. Trevor Lawrence, Jackson Dart holding it down for the underground at quarterback. Genty, Hampton, Javonte, Vito Rico Dowdle for Chris the Candyman for a 4 running back stable. No shared bye weeks. Really interesting upside plays. Great spike potentials in all of these guys' profiles and teams and playoff matchups. BBG loves playoff matchups. Then we got Egbuka, year 2 breakout. Carnell Tate, year 1 stud. Parker Washington, too cheap. Amon-Ra Brown, many are saying. And then Kyle Shitz at tight end, famously saw 118 targets last year, was the tight end 1 in week 15.
I can't wait to see the wide receiver 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on this team.
We've never seen a team win with bad receivers. You heard it here first, folks.
BBG, the highest scoring wide receiver, and this is an anomaly, but in week 17 last year with Luther Burden, he put up, 21 points? What was it? I'm looking at it now. Burden put up 23 points, right? So who knows what you need at wide receiver? You might not need that much, but if you
also,
get there with the running backs.
Chris, I apologize. I withheld something very near and dear to your heart. Because we got Jackson Dart falling back to us at the turn. We love
Probably my most drafted quarterback for 2026, and I'm not slowing down.
I want to be so in, but if Neighbors is slow or missing to start, and I'm gonna have the most Daniels again, like I did 2 years ago, and I don't see that slowing down unless it gets way more expensive. As Dart
Daniels
gets
is
cheaper,
good.
I will have a lot more Dart. I want to have more Dart than I have Kyler. And if they're about the same price, it's going to be very easy for me.
I feel like you looked out at this team week 15 after it obviously advances from the strong running backs and whatever, because that's what it does. And then it gets bounced immediately in week 15 when everyone has starting running backs that they found later in the board, but they have wide receiver ones.
Those
dropping
don't
30
exist.
points. No, they
Hey,
don't
Aaron,
exist. Yeah, no, they
Aaron,
don't
you know how
exist.
many-
The last 2 years are the only thing that can ever
You know how many
happen.
times the last 3
Right.
years I've had like really nice, dude, you and I drafted a lot of piss teams. You know how many of those piss teams died because Lamb or Jefferson or Tyreek had bad
Remember the last
games
time
and
we did a
got
build like
bounced?
this? We ended up with like Calvin Ridley, Jerry Jeudy, Keenan Allen.
You got to know the good late picks, though. You have to do both. You have to take the early RBs and know who the good late wide receivers are. So I got you covered. Also, I want to build more zero RB when we have more information on who these RB2s are, who these late breakouts could be. If Katron Allen is a star in the preseason, bang, he's one of your, easy later RBs that you can build around.
Famously, there's
zero
not
RB
enough
type stuff.
cheap young breakout
Dude, I was
receivers.
fine with the early running backs. Like it was the Dowdle pick that is like, what are you doing? What is the difference between Dowdle and Rashad White and Jordan Mason? Like, what are we
check
doing
their recent
Could
their
have gone for him.
year 30-point games. How about that?
Yeah, that's
Scroll through receiver. Obviously, we're going to look
take
there.
Sean Tucker if we're looking for 30-point games.
I'm good pulling up Cooper.
This
I like
is insane.
Cooper. We can think about Hunter for the double stack.
We can, but I'm okay grabbing a tight end here.
We could. There's a lot of good tight ends later, but Mark Andrews is pretty appealing. I like Goddard as well.
Yeah, I would take tight end.
I think
likely with
Cooper
Dart.
makes a ton of sense.
Let's go Andrews Cooper.
Cooper is
Or, I mean, we all like Travis Hunter a little bit, right? Like,
not
we
not
just
so
really
much. I've
bet
been
on
cooling
that?
on him quite a bit, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll pull up
like-
McMillan and just do the Bucks double and say fuck it. I don't care. But I think we take first round.
Let's go
Cooper.
let's go another tight end. Let's go likely.
No. Let's go Cooper. Veto Cooper.
Likely's going to outscore Omar Cooper this season.
Okay, well,
Jack's their
Pitt.
quarterback.
People don't like Cooper, but he is a cheap first round wide receiver. And if Garrett Wilson gets hurt, or if Sadiq isn't good, or if AD Mitchell is the guy we think he is, which is a guy that got traded away from the team that drafted him, and a guy that got outproduced by John Mechie late last year, I'm a believer in the first round talent in Cooper. And if you're gonna pack on 8 receivers, you have to have some big swings like these first round talents. Why not?
I've been taking a bunch of Cooper. I'm not an AD Mitchell believer. I like AD Mitchell. He's a Texas X. He's a Longhorn, right? He's kind of fun. I feel like I'm in a fever dream where everyone's on crazy pills except for me. How come everyone in the fantasy football community thinks AD Mitchell can be good? He's never been good. There's a stretch of a few games.
Jets
we had some
peripheral
spikes.
pieces
He's
He's
terrible.
just a routes guy, and I don't know that he hangs on to the routes. Aaron Glenn's getting fired. Newsflash, guys. The Jets will suck. Newsflash, guys. And the round 1 guy is going to get more routes than AD Mitchell at some point. I don't know how to tell you this.
Their defense is going to suck. They're going to be passing a lot. Gino's going to be there just airing it out, trying to save his career.
Yeah, the interim coach is going to come in and be told, "Hey, get the first round talents the ball a lot." And AD Mitchell's not going to stop Cooper from getting opportunity unless he pulls a fucking Ayuk doghouse Shanahan thing, right? And I've heard nothing bad about him yet. So it's like
pull up Hartman's comment.
Oh, we got. What's the difference between Dowdle with back-to-back 1,000 yard seasons?
He's
and
our
the guys
running
that goes-
back 4 on our bench, Hartman. Thank you for asking.
I didn't realize that you can't rotate who hits the flex at running back with RB3 or 4.
Yeah, well, our wide receivers suck, so this team will advance and then it gets smoked.
Name
that team. BBG calls it Week 15 smoked.
I can't wait to name this TT 715 Candyman smoked.
Yeah. If
What's
Buka drops 20, Parker drops 17, Tate drops like 12, and our other wide receivers do nothing.
What's the advance in week 15? Isn't it? Is it 1 out of 13?
Yeah, real quick. 2-4-4-2 T-Log, Dart at quarterback, Genty, Hampton, Javonte, Rico Dowdle, Buka, Tate, Parker Washington, Omar Cooper, and then Pitts, Andrews at tight end for the audio listeners. And then week 15 advance, it is
1 out of 14.
1 of 14.
BBG trying to set me up in 1 out of 14 odds as if he could take that like one side or the other. Like he's like, this team's getting smoked in week 15. Just count on it. It's 1 in 14 odds.
13 teams in every pod will get smoked.
It will project terrible for week 15 versus the other teams in your pod. That's what I'm trying to say.
Wait a minute. You're playing for projection?
Yeah. I am playing for week 15, 16 projection. That is, and honestly, I've never even said that out loud, but you're right. That is exactly what I'm trying to do.
Cam Ward to stack with Tate feels like an auto click. And then
I
which
think
receiver
it
do
makes
you want
sense.
here?
And then I was going to lean Debo. Boston went. We're getting a little rookie heavy, but I'm cool with Debo for sure.
You got to take Debo.
No, let's do Debo.
Debo, and then consider
Debo
Cam
first.
Ward.
Let's talk about Ward. Do we need a third quarterback?
I mean, he falls to us at ADP, past ADP stacks with Tate. This is the thesis of stacking.
I do like that combo. And if you're going to go later QB, they're more suspect. This guy's not losing his job.
Could be a big
These receivers are all the same to me. I'd rather just get the third quarterback that stacks.
Trey Harris, year 2 early draft capital, really good offense is pretty damn interesting.
I'm open to it. I'm open to Trey Harris, but I think Cam Ward's makes more sense. But I'm not like we could have done it. We had some Chargers.
It's because Ward is hitting him. And so those are correlated.
It's a pretty cheap QB, I will say that. Last year we saw like Stafford come out of this range in drafts, and where he goes now. I'm not saying Ward Stafford, but this is like a historical range of QBs that can pay off like here
also,
and later.
I love the week 15 projection as if the projection for week 15 isn't going to change week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Even week 14, the projections are going to change between Monday and kickoff. But BBG is going to draft the team that projects the best for week 15 because BBG knows the right players and the right matchups.
Dude, you got to give yourself the best chance to get lucky with the projection. That's all you can do.
We're literally doing that by drafting a projection-friendly team right now.
Debo projects well.
Yeah, you're talking out of your ass. This team projects well for every week. That's the whole point. And then Robert Griffin III asking the real question is, why do we care about week 15 when this won't even get out of its own pod?
I think it will.
Toxic.
Also, I love this. Toxic Garage. That is oh, by the way, we're joined by our friend, Chris the Candyman. Shout out. Filling in for PPR. If you're not subscribed, go subscribe now to the Fantasy Football Garage, where the man reads. He checks data. He records a very fun, actionable, tight podcast to tell you player takes for nitpicking first, second, third round players, looking at the data, assessing narrative, fact, or fiction, and giving you actionable data every week. Check him out. Chris is the homie. Chris is sharp. And Chris has been doing this a long time. And also, fellow Houstonian that left me, and I feel abandoned, and I'm hurt.
When I had Lupe Tortilla last week, I did think of you. I told you about it.
That day night was so much fun.
But yeah, appreciate that. Appreciate the shout. Always fun to cut it up with you two. The boys feels good. We're drafting a shipper here, BBG. I don't want to hear otherwise. I need the positive vibes. I read something. I read something in a news article or a newsletter that said they had 2 groups. They had people who, it's about sleep, how does sleep affect you, right? Didn't sleep good. I slept good. They had a control group and that either did or didn't sleep good, but the number one factor on their cognition the next day was if they told someone they slept good or not if they actually slept good. It's the vibes. The vibes make the difference. It's just got to see it. You got to have the vision
talking
board.
Shit about our receivers.
We got this, BBG. We're advancing. We're winning. You
manifest good receiver points.
Manifest.
All right, we gotta make some ballsy picks down here.
Give us the picks. We got can't be Judy. We gotta go past that. We gotta scroll. We could go for like a Hurst. We could go for like
Pat Bryant. I don't know.
We can go for Pat Bryant. Yeah, I'm open to it. We gotta see the future. We're not drafting the past.
I'm drafting the past today. Keenan Allen's on this team.
Oh my god.
That's true.
Pat Bryant sounds good. Second receiver here. I mean, fuck. We cannot take Jerry Jeudy, right? Like
I don't
think we can. I don't know.
I think it's Otten for the second Tampa Bay thing in our last time.
Is Helm there?
No.
Can we go Ferguson?
Okay. I'll give you.
I do like the upside. I do like the upside with Ferguson, and it's the Rams. The Rams are specs, right? Like it's the Rams.
He's like
famously,
it's a 3 for them.
It's a bring back for Egbuka, who's going to hit our lineup in the finals for 30 points.
Also, it scares me though, the Rams, where it's like you can name 4 of their tight ends. It's like I can't even name 2 tight ends on most teams. I don't like the fact that I can name Ferguson, Parkinson, Higby's still there, isn't he? And then they have Davis Allen and they have Max Clare. I can name 5 tight ends. Fuck, dude, that's kind of scary.
No, Charlie. We needed to take the safety blanket. Sean Siegel and Gretsch like Pat Bryant, and Davis is touting.
Charlie, like, what should I take there instead? A guy who also goes at the same exact range? Like, they're all.
Yeah, let's get your guys. Same. We're at the turn. We got to reach at least around.
I do agree with getting your guys, and that's
in the 15th round.
We are
comment, Charlie. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Charlie, what have you won? Dog.
Charlie, you got smoked in that FFPC league last year. Let's say that much.
Burn.
How'd you do?
I won it.
You're still here. What's it matter?
I do this for fun.
I want to draft an FFPC team soon, but we were talking about it last night. And it's like this is not a great time to draft FFPC because we're about to get so much more information. And if it's a sprint to get out at the end, you're still drafting. You're still competing against those other teams that are drafted like late August. So I'm probably just going to wait, considering it's all high stakes.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think it's fun to just take the darts. It's in redraft. It's easier to kind of churn and burn some of those guys, frankly, especially like with waivers later on. But obviously later information is more actionable. But then you're all drafting it with that same information. So there's pushes and pulls. Charlie, the toxic therapist would recommend I don't have you compare lifetime fantasy football earnings, but if you want to drop those in the Discord, we absolutely should get to those. And also, I want to be pretentious for just a moment. A-Rod says this team reminds me of a Picasso painting, literally identical. Hey, A-Rod, what era of Picasso? Are we talking the blue era? Are we talking cubism? Or are we talking abstract expressionism with the war paintings? Please be specific. Those are 3 different types of painting eras, buddy. And the blue era is my favorite Picasso era, when he was broke because life said, hey, Prodigy, you don't just get to sell art because you're fucking popular and your daddy's boy. And he was a homeless fucking schmuck painting great, depressed art before he got fucking up his own pretentious ass and started doing cubism, which is dog shit. Picasso.
Hey, well, I don't know about anything about Picasso. My brother's got a PhD in art. I should talk to him about it.
Who?
My brother. He's got a PhD in art. Weird.
I didn't know you had a sibling.
I do.
You give me only child vibes.
Well, I have a brother.
Well, he obviously didn't do his job.
Oh, God.
All right. Keenan Allen's definitely one of these receivers.
So gross.
Fine with it. He's our old. We can. I've been clicking Bateman. I think he could be a wide receiver too. That is the same as Addison. Where honestly, what's the difference?
Yeah, Horton I think is interesting.
Brazell's interesting.
I'm cool with Bateman. I've been taking a ton of him. Early reports are he is the wide receiver 2 until he loses that job. So may as well just go with the Ravens wide receiver 2.
Ravens are pretty fun. We have Andrews also.
Yeah, little double Baltimore with just buying routes and buying offenses.
Where do you think Keenan goes? Are you leaning into the Colts kind of whispers?
It's Colts, it's Rams, it's Chargers are like the 3 most likely spots. And then I think sneaky Washington, right? If they don't go Diggs.
And if Diggs goes Baltimore, that's like the only way Bateman is even less relevant, but he's already free. So like, what's the difference?
I do fear that if Diggs signs with Baltimore, he is put into the slot role, which just nukes Surratt, it nukes, and then Lane and Bateman are battling for the perimeter. I don't think they haven't really used the vet outside of Nuke to kind of be like the sacrificial guy. And so I think Lane is pushing Pittman, and then Diggs would have to hold off Surratt. Like, I don't know that Diggs would get outside routes. He's been way more functional. Now, he was limited to slot only work. He did perimeter work in Houston prior to the ACL and did well, but he was much better from the slot. So I just wonder how much. But real quick, before we get back to the chat and we rip a second BBM, 3483, we'll call it BBG smoked. T-Law, Dart, Nut, Camboard, way after ADP for our stack and our bring back. Genty, Hampton, Javante, Rico holding it down at running back. Egbuka, Tate, Parker Washington, Omar Cooper, Debo Samuel, Pat Bryant, Keenan Allen, Rashad Bateman. Keenan signing soon. Pat Bryant's on a good offense. He looked interesting. I think he's a slappy, stupid pick, but you got to extend olive branches where you can. Rashad Bateman, wide receiver 2, running routes in Baltimore, baby. Kyle Pitts, Mark Andrews, and T. Ferg, the wide receiver 3 in LA. I'm told
if you're
this
not
is
taking Bryant down there, though, like who else are you taking? Like, but take any one of these players and replace it.
Yeah, no, they're all similar levels of that. I think, you know, the rookie Skylar Bell is, I think, a little cute. Kayshon Boutte, if he gets traded, which he obviously should, quite frankly. Any of the Miami guys, frankly.
I think Bryant year 2 is a fine bet.
No, he's fine. I just think he's buried as long as, you know, because what we don't talk about is like Denver. Denver rotates the shit out of guys. So now that Waddle's coming in, it's Humphrey, Franklin, Mims, and Bryant all rotating for the 3rd receiver spot. And that's ugly because you also have the running backs and the tight ends being rotated as like jokers.
All right. Well, I got 2 vetoes now. Time to build a shipper.
So scared. Shut the fuck up, Bobby. Have some goddamn respect. Never type that name in the chat ever again.
Love you, Chess Liam.
Kelly, what's up? BBG trying to participate in a 0 wide receiver team is funny. We're obviously drafting another one. Hop in this Best Ball Mania with us. Whoop your asses.
Chris,
Let's go.
Chris,
how
what
on earth is Carolina wide receiver 4, who's a rookie from Tennessee?
It was Brazil.
Well, because any of these shit boxes is interesting because that's the
because Legette's losing his job. Legette's going to get demoted. Yeah. Brazel's going to run wind sprints, and he could.
We don't know who these guys are yet.
Bryce Young can't throw it down the field. Chris, are you still using that kettlebell? You getting after it? What have you been doing out there?
What have I been doing lately? One of my favorite new exercises. I live in the hill country now, and I'm out here in the country. I push a stroller with 2 kids in it up a hill. The hill incline is probably close to 150 feet, maybe. And it's about, my loop is like, I don't know, 1.2 miles. So you go downhill the first part and then uphill the way back. That's kind of my current exercise. What have you been getting after besides surfing? Okay.
Well, no, I've been doing.
He's doing Chloe Ting workouts.
Dude, that Nicaraguan lady fed me good, dude. Let me tell you that. Goodness gracious. But
fed.
I'm getting back into the circuit training, man. I'm getting back into it. Honestly, I haven't been ever since I got past my like major bodybuilding, heavy weightlifting phase. It's so hard for me to get back into the standard bro split. I just don't.
Is the bodybuilder in the room with us right now?
Bro, I was so jacked. I'm more jacked than you've ever been.
That's when I have photographic evidence that proves that wrong.
No,
I'm bigger than you ever were, buddy.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, put it in Kalon.
I'll send you the photo.
I've seen the photo. You're small compared to me. I am CMC and Amon-Ra over JSN personally.
I like the running backs. I like McCaffrey or JT. I'm fine with JSN. I kind of just
I'm McCaffrey.
However I'm feeling.
Let's
do McCaffrey.
Let's go CMC.
Over Taylor at least.
I feel good.
Yeah, let's go CMC at 5.
CMC is gonna be the running back 1 again, dude.
Many of us
he's doing fucking bear crawls. CMC's not in there bench pressing. You know what I mean? CMC's getting after it.
CMC's absolutely bench pressing. What are you talking about? He's huge.
I'm not seeing any videos him bench pressing. I'm seeing him do dynamic push-ups and all this body weight.
He's doing some crazy stuff. I mean, he's locked in.
Yeah,
Brian, next level.
I feel like we're gonna see a lot of clips where his we're looking to see if the knee touched the ground with CMC and it didn't. He just keeps running. You know.
I would pay money to watch you recreate that workout and post it in the Discord.
Really? How much?
I want it shirtless and I want it with 5-inch seam shorts, and we'll talk about the price.
Okay. Well, just say the price. I'll do it.
Well, I do
good workouts. I posted my workout. That was a solid workout I did. 8 rounds of 4 rounds of 8 exercises.
I want to see that belly work on the ground, BBG.
It's big belly right now. Yeah.
I know.
I mean, but the standard of like the fact that, you know, if we went on a basketball court, I would beat you, or volleyball or baseball or surfing or basketball, soccer, you name it, sport, I would really take it down.
Respectfully, there's three of us.
Respectfully.
Fucking Jerry. Both of
Jerry.
y'all.
Jerry,
There's three of us here. You have to try to be stronger than bro, not just two. Come on.
Jerry.
Jerry,
What?
yeah, you would for sure. Yeah, I don't got that. Like,
No,
like
I mean
used to.
BBG obviously doesn't lift, but
Well, I lift, Jesus. I just do supersets, and we do supersets. You can't do this as heavy of weight. Supersets are goated, man. You're not trying to be in there for like 3 hours.
PPRTyler does famously bench more reps at 225. That is correct. Than
Yeah.
CMC.
A big athlete. PPR.
CMC was
probably
also better in
didn't
every
care.
other exercise.
He would probably showed up and was like, "How many reps do I need? At least 10. Here's 11. I'm done."
All right, we got the Jerry stats. 6'2", 200, six-pack abs, son. You did not name a single lift. You're just telling me your size. If I was 6'2", I'd be fucking 215, buddy. I'd be on a god. I'd be unstoppable. And instead, God said, no, 5'9". And I humbly accept that.
Fuck, dude. I mean, literally, you wake up in the morning, you got fruit, pancakes, beans, rice. Like, how are you supposed to stop? I don't even
Those
know.
Coffee.
Central American breakfasts are
London.
incredible.
I'm slamming
London.
London here.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
London.
We're going CMC London in the first 2 rounds.
Pick 29 is so far away. I don't like pick 29.
Neighbors.
It's the middle. It's the
I benched 315 when I was 19, 180. Brother, this sounds like my father-in-law telling me he used to throw up 4 plates back in the day. I gotta seize it, buddy. I gotta seize it. But yeah, I mean, like my bench would be my PR bench would be so much better if every year I wasn't injuring a different part of my wrist, elbow, or shoulder.
Strongest thing I've ever done is 365 deadlift for 5. The strongest
But
thing
that's
I've
sick.
ever done.
Those are sick fucking stats. Jerry's an absolute animal. I do believe he's got the stuff.
Yeah, Jerry fucks.
Jerry does fucks. We're coming up here on pick 29.
Kind of will go Higgins.
Yeah, you like to get cute.
yes.
Well, what Brees?
Either Higgins.
I don't mind Brees at 29.
Higgins or Kyron for me over Brees. Jets suck.
I do like
That's
Kyron.
Rams fuck.
Fair.
Higgins,
I'm
the
cool with
the
Kyron.
Bengals are awesome.
I'm gonna go Kyron. Can we just promise to stop with 2 for a while?
No.
Two. What does that even mean?
He wants to push it to like round 11
No
to the
anchor?
next running back.
Yeah, we take another
Oh,
starting running back at like pick 120.
CMC
Our-
London
our fourth?
Kyron.
Our third.
Not our third. Not our third.
I mean, third could be Henderson. I'd open.
yeah.
Eric is saving his vetoes for round 5 for his precious.
I need to save them for the right time, Charlie. Trust me. I can make a.
I'm
Kyron
surprised we went
McCaffrey
Kyron
start
there.
work.
I'm like, I'm not out on Kyron. I'm like, the Rams are fine. The Rams are good.
Oh no,
Kyron's good.
I'm overweight on Kyron. I think
Yeah,
they
okay,
beefed
good.
up their defense with
You're
Garrett.
just overweight,
I
buddy.
think Adams is
Yes.
like major regression around the goal line. I think a lot of that just goes right to Kyron. I'm not that overweight.
So-
I mean, Jesus.
I'm not gonna.
I'm not that overweight. That's kind of crazy.
Jerry is a sexy
What?
man.
What do you mean?
Would.
What is?
No, so to the Kyron point-
That overweight?
I'm gonna need you to. First of all, you're wearing a black
I'm
shirt.
covered in jellyfish stings. I don't really want to take my. shirt off.
You are jellyfish, buddy.
I am, dude. Look at this, dude. This is all over my body.
Was
Look,
the
I'm not
water
gonna-
like
I'm not gonna
murky or
kink shame
clear?
you.
Was it real murky water for some reason?
No, it was a little bit murky, but it wasn't too bad. It was just so hot and full of salt. I mean, it was the saltiest salt water I've ever.
Sounds like a
tasted.
lemon party.
Salty.
I'm not obese. I would qualify on a BMI scale as overweight, though. That's for sure.
He's a robot.
There's nothing more damning than a man screaming into a microphone, "I am not obese."
I'm not obese. I'm definitely heavier than I used to. It's the fucking knee injury, man. And it bums me out so much because I used to just be the guy that could just outwork people, and I just simply fucking can't now. This thing sucks.
Abs are
dude.
made of
I can't
abs are
even
made of
kneel. I
tissue,
know,
dude.
and I didn't have to do the fucking diet thing before. I hate the dieting. Diet sucks.
You are just talking, dude. This is called being 30, dude. You haven't accepted you're not 25 anymore.
No, I
That's
was
the
in great.
problem.
I was in really good shape of February last year. I was shredded, low key.
We have good picks. We have a lot of good options. Burden.
Yeah, Burden.
I'm okay with Burden. I slightly prefer McLaurin. I'm good with any of these guys.
We made the big case for Burden at the beginning. We gotta drive it home. He's on the thumbnail.
We really did make the big anti-Rome case at the beginning. But yeah, we go CMC, London, Kyron, and Burden for a little bit of Bears. He's on the fucking thumbnail, folks.
Yeah. It's that simple.
Busty fades. Faded bus, many are saying.
I love a good faded bus. That's why I was rooting for Brazil.
Apparently the World Cup game today was insane. I missed it though.
I didn't see it. I heard about it.
Argentina scored 2 goals in the last 10 minutes to win it. So J-Mo, Devontae. I mean, a little Rams bet's kind of interesting.
I think I prefer Devontae. Yeah, I wanted to get back to the Kyron thing. But we'll see what DTH 326 does. Yeah, I'm Adams.
I'm J-Mo.
We went Hendo.
I am J-Mo. It's a bring back on Burden, and he's a younger wide receiver too. Like,
I don't care about his youth. He's gotten over 100 targets once.
I like both. I honestly like both.
Candyman, I need you here.
Veto Adams.
No veto, Jan. No double veto. Fuck.
Oh yeah, let me just wait till the clock's at 1 like a dumbass.
You did. You vetoed it 1 second.
It's called gamesmanship, bitch.
I like both. They're both good.
Let me give my case. Like, we're betting on
Dev
touchdowns.
remembers Shredded BBG. Shout out Dev. Go to a stream of me January 2025. Look at my face. It's chiseled. It is.
Oh, the fact you have it time stamped is all the funnier. So we're getting okay, buddy. We're getting reports that from Schefter that like Aaron Donald is all but back with the Rams for this year. And Adam Schefter was reporting, contrary to Jordan Rodriguez, who was saying maybe mid-season, maybe on a pitch count. Schefter and some of the other insiders are kind of saying, I mean, first of all, we've already seen them hanging out. Like, he's at the facility, he's taking pictures and hanging out with the players. And it sounds like week 1 is absolutely within the realm of possibility. He looks like strength conditioning wise, totally fine. Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett is going to get like the offense can regress from what it was doing last year, from scoring a shitload of touchdowns and being really efficient, with just getting a shitload more opportunities with short fields because of an elite defense with a lot of turnovers. So like, just give me the touchdown scorers on the Rams and let the cards fall where they may.
The Rams defense is just going to be smothering the opposing offenses. It's I want to be overweight Rams.
The Rams still throw a shitload in the red zone. And Kyron and Adams have both seen some of their best target shares in the red zone. And Adams' upside is, oh, he's old. Okay, well, if Puka has a legal issue or misses time as an injured receiver, Devontae Adams is a top 12 projected receiver every week. So like his contingent upside is underpriced, and what he did last year is underpriced just because of the late hammy, just because of the age. And he came back from the hammy for the real NFL playoffs and still got like what, 5 catches, 60 yards and a ton. Like, okay.
No, yeah, I completely disagree with all that. I mean, I don't disagree with what you said because it was factual, but passing on JMO to take Adams is just like the same bet, but you're just taking you're taking an older injured.
It's not the same bet. Adams gets more targets and more red zone work, and JMO
look at their spike weeks, like count them and tell me that they're different. Really?
Okay, I'll do that in just a second. And by the way, Laporta's back. JMO's been much worse with Laporta in the fold. We're back on the clock. I don't mind.
Daniels is there. Something to think about.
Or Marv, because it's the tier break at wide receiver for me.
I mean, it's not. I think Marv and Lemon are very similar plays.
No, Jaden's a really good pick.
Let's go, Jaden.
Let's do Jaden. Let's not force Caleb just because we have Luther.
No.
Let's go with Jaden. Yeah, I think Jaden's better. And then I like Marv fine. I don't like the Cardinals. I like Lemon fine. I don't love the Eagles passing offense, but I think Lemon is kind of intriguing, right?
Very intriguing at the 7.
There's a lot of good running backs here. I would prefer. I don't know. I do tend to lean Stevenson because he's on the Patriots versus.
I don't love
Pollard.
Pollard is like an easy fade for a guy like Warren or Ramondre to me. Thank you, Millie MacNova.
Yeah.
What have you won, Mac? You dumbass.
Yeah, I don't know. They're one's an ascending player, one's a declining player. They're both the wide receiver twos on pocket.
There's nothing
passing
declining
offenses.
except for the age.
Yeah, and his yardage, his yards per out run, and his
McKyleman comes
consistency
right
to get
back.
open.
Look at that.
So this is a, what do we do here? Is it Lemon or Stevenson?
Lemon.
I'm good with either player. Someone be a man.
Lemon.
Eileen Stevenson.
Okay.
Lemon.
I will. Yeah,
Vito.
I would. I'm open to it.
I didn't know where Emo was at. He seemed ambiguous.
Structurally, Ramondre, I slightly prefer, but I just want to kind of burn your vetoes. 1, 2, 4, 0 through 7 rounds. Jaden Daniels at quarterback, Christian McCaffrey, Kyron Williams at running back, receiver, London, Burden, Adams, Lemon, vet, year 2,
Fun.
vet, rookie, structure, texture, delicious, uncrustable.
Yeah, it's way better start.
I mean,
it's
you
really
just
strong.
feel better because,
Because
I just realized I never have to yell at
extremely
BBG
small
ever
wide
again. I just have to outplay and make his draft life miserable, and I win. I just realized that, guys. My therapist was right.
Dude, we draft.
Fight with my mind, not with my words. Ignore his words. Make his life hell on camera, guys. I'm having a blast. This is great.
I'm
reinvigorated.
I'm having a good time.
Harvey
look
went pretty
like you
early
want to
here.
die.
No, come on. I don't.
What are we gonna do for RB3 at pick 92 with
I think
Harvey's
there's
already
going to be
gone?
plenty of guys I'm interested in.
Me boy Dowdle falls.
We have
poor
Kyron.
at-
We
Corum,
have
another
Kyron.
guy.
So it's like, do
and-
we want Corum?
Yeah, no.
I like Dobbins quite a bit.
I think Dobbins is a good pick.
Dobbins is fine.
Definitely
Yeah,
a good
it's
pick.
like fine.
I wish he
If
would
you
have
need
fallen
the
a little bit
running back.
more with the Coleman thing.
I like Dobbins more because I'm used to not having 2 running backs already, so we don't need to force it. We can figure something out later.
My thing with JMO, by the way, is like JMO was about this price last year. He only benefited when Laporta missed. Now Laporta's back and looking healthy, and like that's not as appealing to me because honestly, JMO should be going after guys like Christian Watson, quite frankly.
Lions good. Lions score lots of points. Click.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. Adams, by the way, had many more big
Rams.
spikes.
Rams.
No,
Rams
I didn't
very
see
good.
that.
Go
Score
count him.
lots
Go
of
count him,
points.
buddy. Ask Claude.
Let's go Monungai. That's fun.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
think-
Well, okay. By the way, Kraft falling 10
Or-
picks back to us at AP. feels nice.
That's pretty nice too. Yeah.
Do we have?
Let's
We don't
just
have a
take the
tight
value.
end, right? So
Yeah, let's take the
Let's
value.
go Kraft. Go Kraft.
All right.
I'm
We
okay
get a
with
little
it.
Kraft,
I need to go
macaroni, and
spike weeks now. God, I thought you were pulling it up. All right, here we go. Adams.
go ahead.
You're pulling up the chart.
1,
Take your
2. I'm just doing double digit weeks and half PPR. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's go, James.
Okay. I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
Double digits for spike weeks is very funny.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Stamina,
6,
brother.
7, 8, 9. But his are bigger. Like they're bigger spikes.
I'm gonna look at it because now. So I'll show you what I got. I've got over the course of the whole season, Devontae Adams. He played 14 games. 21% were 20 fantasy points or more. If we go to, let me find him real quick on here. Jameson Williams. He played 16 games. 19% were 20 fantasy points or more. So there's
It's actually
and
barely less. I thought it'd be more than that.
Despite extra games, Eric, you're wrong again.
Devontae
Yeah, extra
Adams
games makes
averaged
the
more
percentage go
points
down,
along this
not
season. Devontae Adams had the bigger
my point.
spike by 0.6. Devontae Adams had much more fantasy points per touch. He had 14 touchdowns.
Of course, because he scored
not
14
7.
fucking touchdowns. That is not
But you just said
repeatable.
his spikes were worse. You're just full of shit.
Dobbins or Rashad White? I
What?
guess Rashad White to go with our team stack for
White
Jaden.
would-
I said
Yeah,
he had
White
the
was
same
Daniel.
amount of spikes, but one is old.
We're on the
declining.
clock, Eric.
Who do you
You're
prefer,
fucking
White
so
or Dobbins?
ridiculous with these
BBG.
takes that you throw out there.
I think White's fine there.
Yeah, White
I'm
with
ridiculous
Daniels.
with the takes.
Yeah,
You
dude,
just
what are
said
you
something that
talking
was
about? I said
factually
they had the same
incorrect.
amount of spike weeks. He just said one was 20%, one was 19%. That's the fucking same number.
Your premise was he had less and smaller, and you were wrong.
Oh my god, yeah, but it's like
Oh,
It
I'm
was
wrong, but
close.
you're the
was-
asshole because you're disagreeing with me, and so is Data.
no, you're saying you're making shit up, pulling it out of your ass. It's like it was basically the same, but one player is young who's not going to get hurt, and the other guy has a hamstring soft tissue injury problem at this point, like who's 34 years
Probably.
old. And scored 14 touchdowns and like 700 yards, dude. That's like one of the easiest things to see regressing.
Yeah. That's okay. His regression is going to be like, what, 2.5 touchdowns? What's J-Mo's regression with Laporta healthy?
2.5. You think Adams is going to get 12 touchdowns, dude?
Do you understand how much red zone usage he gets every team he's on? No, you don't. You don't look at data. You just talk.
Dude, yeah, you're looking at like prime age Devontae Adams.
No, I'm looking at last fucking year, Chud.
Both have gotten surprisingly cheaper since the big board too. Remember in the big board, they were both a little bit more expensive.
Yeah. I was thinking very little JMO at that fucking cost. I mean, you want some Lions, but like JMO could easily be the third target in this offense. Like it could easily be Amon-Ra, Laporta, and then one of JMO or Gibbs any given week. Like JMO was absolutely better when Laporta was not on the field. And now Laporta's back. But like, and then Adams is the clear number 2. The wide receiver 3 is a tight end right now, but I'm not supposed to be interested in the guy that got the second most red zone targets in the league last year because he's old. Because if he regresses to 12 touchdowns, he still scores more touchdowns than James Williams ever scored in his career.
George Pickens type season, dude. Like Adams doesn't have that in his range of outcomes.
Yeah, he does. He just did it.
No, he doesn't, dude. He doesn't have more than like 750 yards in him, dude. He's not getting open down the field. He's old. He has touchdown upside around the goal line, which could easily just go to Kyron and Corum. Like you're relying on 1 yard.
1,500 air yards last year.
It's a bad bet, in my opinion.
It's not a bad bet. You only see in rose-colored youth lenses. We have
Stafford double stack. Yes.
With Kyron and Adams.
Love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah, I said Stafford when this started. Yeah.
Okay, didn't hear you. We get Stafford. A few picks past ADP to stack with Kyron and with Adams. Feeling good. Well, how do we want to play 125?
125. Side note with Kyron, like he is a true stack with Stafford. He was one of 5 running backs last season who had a 2 touchdown receiving game. I guess 6 if you include ETN, but ETN had a 3 touchdown game, so like 2 or more. I think KC's kind of fun. We obviously don't want Bill. I'm not really.
I was gonna say I'm kind of quasi interested in the.
I'm not mad about 2 shots on Washington at all.
What if it's Katron and we get 0?
I don't mind Katron. I like Katron.
I think
what's that
cheaper. Is C-Rod interesting at all? I don't know. I mean, maybe, right?
I don't think on this team I'm super interested, but if Casey goes, we have to talk about it. I think I might just go. I'm Casey here for sure. I will be. I'm interested in Kelsey.
I'm not Kelsey. So yeah,
I definitely don't think C-Rod's better than Kelsey for fantasy in any year ever, but I do think Casey is an interesting pick. I think we could do that.
Let's go.
It's pretty explosive, pretty fun.
Let's just let ADP and stacking come to us so far. It makes sense for our structure. It makes sense for taking shots at receiver. And then Monk and offense, easy to invest. If they move Judy, Boston and Casey are the top 2 targets next to Phantom.
I honestly could see them moving Judy. They're just like, we don't need you anymore. You're not efficient for us.
No, we can't quote Mike Clay. I tried to quote Mike Clay and I get shit on from Emo, so now he can't use it against me.
No, I'm just you are trying to quote data at me, and I'm going to quote it right back at you to just disagree with you.
JMO's just an ascending player, and Adams is on the decline. I want the guy who could be a 2nd-round pick next year if he has a.
JMO's never going to be a 2nd-round pick. The JMO bull case largely second half of the season. Laporta broke his fucking back. That was the bull case. Laporta's back. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like JMO's bull case
that Dan
is
Campbell took over play calling and they had to get their 1st-round pick the fucking ball a little bit more and they started dominating with him.
Yeah, they dominated so much they missed the playoffs.
Yeah, I blame that on Monty getting hurt. Honestly, I don't think Gibbs can handle it.
I like La La Land.
40. We just took a receiver.
I think
we might not need to double dip.
To sound right, but like never actually like winning or anything or like really mattering. So,
Conquo I think is a little rich. It's kind of expensive. I know that we can stack. I'm glad he's gone. I don't want to force it.
I like McMillan. Do we have 2 quarterbacks?
McMillan's interesting. Marks is actually not a terrible pick in this range if we need running back. Otherwise, it's like Pacheco, and it just gets worse and worse and worse.
I kind of like grabbing a buck.
Yeah, I do too.
It's a bring back on our Rams stuff. It's an offense I want pieces of, and because I'm gonna win more than
140
BPG this year, I need a buck.
There you go.
What's our next pick? It's like our next pick after 140. It's like 160, 149, right? We are picking again at 149, and then it goes the long end. We could still get Marks at 149. He falls a little bit. I get really skeptical of the running backs the later we get. Only having 3 here. I feel like I'd rather go an RB4 before a tight end 2. And now that we've got, what is that? It's 6 wide receivers.
Yeah, we are sitting in a 2-3-6-1.
Yeah.
I don't mind running back at all. I don't mind taking upside shots at these guys.
Yeah, Spears, Algier is good. Good picks right here. Or Marks. I just think Marks, what do you win when you win? I feel like you just like don't really
I don't love Spears, or I don't love Marks that much either. I'd be okay with Strange.
Yeah, Strange
Henry.
is pretty. I think
I don't mind that either.
I'm Strange here.
Veto Marks. Veto Marks.
I got it in first.
I'm the
I
guest.
got it in first.
Oh, you vetoed for Strange?
Yeah. I'm vetoing Strange.
Okay, that's fine. Let's do it. I like Strange.
I didn't hear veto either, Candyman, so I wanted to make
You
sure
did.
litigiously I heard the word.
Yeah, we needed that.
Yeah.
I'm not like diehard on Marks. I don't really have that much actually. If I look at my exposure, I probably don't.
I think
have
he's
very much.
fine. I think he belongs in
He's
the
a guaranteed RB2. That's
I know,
kind
but
of the thing.
my issue is why is he priced more than Spears and B-Rob and Algier? Because we're assigning pass work to him that we just haven't seen in the NFL. And I don't like all the talk about Monty's, he's the workhorse. So it's like what the Ogumbawale role for Marks is worth a full round more than B-Rob, Algier, and Spears. I don't think it is.
Marks had a nice little, fill-in role last year. Maybe he gets the whole Dameon Pierce treatment, not relevant ever again kind of thing. So the only thing that is good about him in this range is he's for sure the RB2. You can make a case like Spears for that or Pacheco, and they're all kind of like not fun, but okay.
Okay, real quick. I forgot we had a poll up. We are ending the poll 43%. It is Pete's fault. So we have blamed Pete for BBG and Emo.
That was an option.
and then
so
also
funny.
In the Discord, Mac Nova threw all of today's drama to summarize and have AI weigh in. And AI said BBG is more at fault, 65-35 to Emo. The pattern of laziness, forgotten links.
Given the information that BBG is late all the time, which is just like completely made up.
He escalated first with "you're the piece of shit" stuff, but Emo made it worse when he needed it to be, blowing up the show over one dumb question, trading equally vicious insults, and leaking private chats to win the crowd. Correct. In short, BBG lit the fire, Emo dumped gas on it, and both needed to follow Easy's advice for the tower to survive. Is the TLDR AI on today's group chat drama. By the way, the group chat was mostly always intended to be leaked to the Discord for the lovely members for $4.99. We're back on the clock. Jawan falls to us, but I think RB2
Algier for sure. It's a smash.
I think Algier I think I prefer B-Rob personally.
I'm Algier. I hope we get both, but I'm Algier over B-Rob. I think you get way more early season.
Trying to get both, I will play ADP.
Yeah, I think Algier's fine.
Yeah, if we get both guys, I'll be happy, and if not, I'm fine taking a shot on one of these guys. Are we wanting a third quarterback? I'm not opposed.
Review our receivers real quick, just so I can see.
So
if there's
Daniel Stafford, CMC, Kyron, Rashad White, Tyler Algier, London, Burden, Adams, Lemon, Concepcion, McMillan. I feel pretty good about the receiver room, and then Kraft and Strange at tight end. I feel really good about. I feel good about all of our positions. Mendoza goes, Rogers goes. I am cool pushing third quarterback decision for a while.
Yeah, we have good stacks. I would say like a late last round third QB could be fine. Otherwise, stop at 2.
I agree.
We could throw in an unstacked Penix, and to me, it's just what do you win when it hits? You win big when it like actually pays off, and it's super cheap.
So Brian Robinson comes all the way back. This is our last running back. Yep.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
I think B-Rob over Samson. It's It's probably fine.
I'm going with either guy. You tell me who you want. I'll vote with you.
The Browns. Let's just go with
Yeah, let's
Atlanta.
go with the less shitty team right now. Is my vibe.
Slightly less shitty team.
Well, and contingency wise, B-Rob could theoretically see, 20 touches a game if anything happens to Bijan. I don't think
he's had high touches in his career.
Right.
He's
I don't
a
think
good
Sampson's
short
ever getting
yardage
20
back.
touches a game. Yeah. And we made the London bet as well. So little team correlation.
Oh shit! I forgot we had London. Okay, I think we do take Penix in the last round, or just take him in 17th and just.
I think it'd be fun.
You Penix over Tua for sure.
Tua starts and then he gets benched, and then it's Penix potentially. Also,
I just think
last year
they just keep benching whoever they want. I think either guy is live for week 17. Quite frankly,
there is the whole reclaimed quarterback narrative for Tua that we've seen with Baker. We've seen it with Darnold. We've seen it with Dimes. We've seen it a few times. So I can get there, and I'm okay with it. For me, I think Penix might still have more upside. And Tua has like the whole injury history. I know Penix does too, so neither of them really wins there.
No. Yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I think Penix was an overdrafted poor quarterback prospect, and Tua has been exactly what I thought he would be, which is accurate enough, but limited, and ultimately replaceable outside of a perfect system. So...
Yeah.
Was that a case? Was that for or against Tua? I couldn't tell.
I mean, they're both bad, but like
it's like walking the line.
So my thing is,
pairs better with London though, for what it's worth.
I don't think that's true. Like London's been fine with pretty much anybody. Penix has been kind of bad, and my thing with Tua is like he's accurate enough. They play a lot of dome games. Being in Atlanta, Stefanski is a quarterback friendly system, so it's like I just don't give a fuck. I think both guys are high floors, limited ceilings for everybody involved. But like what Tua does well enough in domes is fine. But like they both struggle with like turnovers and sacks and pressure. So it's like I don't think there's a clear winner, but like Tua absolutely fits the mold of this offense like schematically more than Penix. If Stefanski wants like a point and shoot guy, but Stefanski also just rotated Cleveland guys last year. So like I don't think he owes nothing to anybody. And I think we see a bunch of rotations, quite frankly. We're back on the clock.
Round 16.
I'm kind of tight end over a lot of these dudes.
Who are the top tight ends besides Freiermuth? I like Freiermuth, but like who else is there with
it's probably Dulcich.
Yeah, I would think Freiermuth first. If anything else,
let's go.
Who's wide receivers? Like I think wide receivers are all the same. I kind of know who they are in this range. I'm cool with Freiermuth there.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. And then looks like an Atlanta quarterback and a receiver to close out.
Can I see the receivers
one
more time?
3-5-7-3 type build.
Yeah, 3-5-7-3, and the receivers we're looking at Ridley, Wicks, Dell, Hurst, Cup, Surratt, Bryant, Mooney, Knoll, Coleman, Taekwon, Bateman, Keyshawn.
We've got Stafford, right?
Same shit, different toilet.
We could do Xavier Smith.
No.
I think that's too goddamn cute.
Little inside joke there for Hartman.
Yeah, okay, actually, do I have a veto? No, I don't. Please. Okay, guys. Can we do Luke McCaffrey?
No.
Come on, bro.
Not without a veto. Not without a veto. No fucking way. Too cute. McCaffrey, too cute.
No, let's get
the quarterback.
Dude, Jaden McCaffrey is fire on this team.
I do like Ted Hurst here, even though we have McMillan. What do you think? Just go Penix. Who's going to take him? We have London.
Let's take Penix because I see a bunch of teams with two quarterback.
Yeah, it's fine. Let's lock it in. We've got the stack, right? We've got the London stack.
There's nothing separating these dudes. And
if we didn't have McMillan, I might be more interested in Hurst to be like, oh, I'll bring back for the
what would it take
Rams,
for you to be interested in Luke McCaffrey?
They go into week one signing no one, and they're not hyping up motherfucking who the fuck was it that they're hyping up ahead of Antonio Williams and co.
I think he's going to be the solidified 3 at worst, though.
Right now, it's Antonio Williams versus goddamn it, who the fucking I'm blanking on the.
It's like Treylon Burks and Jalen Lane and a bunch of dudes there. Dami Brown is there.
No, there's another disgusting name that they're touting right now. Van Jefferson. Jesus.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, like no, I'm not taking any of these fucking chuds until I get.
I think McCaffrey might be the best one though.
I will take Lane before I take Luke McCaffrey.
I think
Lane or
Diggs
Jacoby
ends
Lane?
up like Diggs could be a commander. Debo, they kind of said they don't want him, but he was just there and he was like not terrible. So, and then if Keenan went there, that'd be kind of a curveball.
DK, but less targets. It's like no.
No, I don't like.
20
I hate
rounds.
fancy. I hate fancy zeros this late. I want something that could. Well, I mean,
dude, this is
famously,
why
when
Terry McLaurin is so nice. This is why Chig projects nicely, but I'm not getting crazy with Chig because any one of Diggs, Debo, or Keenan nukes every other fucking
Luke
Jamoke.
McCaffrey was low key kind of coming on the scene last year before he got hurt.
You say that
Bro,
every time.
I'd rather take an unstacked player than take a player that's not
He went
relevant.
from 7% snaps up to 54 when he got hurt, and he'd had 3 touchdowns. He had usable games.
Man, it's almost like they were missing every other wide receiver, and he was just healthy.
Did we take Noel in that last draft?
No.
Okay, so I'd queue up Hurst. Pat Bryant's there
Noel
again. Noel just went.
I like the Hurst thing.
I think 2 shots on Bucks is totally fine.
Yeah, I agree with that. K-Shot Booty.
Also, I think Keenan Allen is an auto click in the 18th
Torrey
round
Horton
every time.
Fun. Let's go Hurst though. 2 shots on Bucks. Bring back. Or just
Veto Hurst. Veto Hurst.
All right, there you go. I was like, do I have a veto for Keenan Allen? I don't think I do, but I wanted to think about it. All right, we wrap up our second and final BBM 3573. Jaden Daniels, Matthew Stafford, Michael Penix, CMC, Kyron, Rashad White, Tyler Algier, B-Rob, Drake London, Luther Burden, Devontae Adams, Mekhi Lemon, Casey Concepcion, Jalen McMillions, Ted Hurst, Tucker Kraft, Britton Strange, Pratt Firemouth. My God, like some nice values, some nice stacks, some nice bringbacks, solid structure, just a good fucking team.
This team definitely won't advance, but when it does outscore 99% of teams in week 15, we will be able to say that it would have won.
This team is sick, dude. This team is
I'm just kidding. This team fucks.
No, this team definitely fucks. This team is really strong at all positions, which is fun. Good value on a Kraft and a couple other guys.
Oh, hold on. Let's check on this 12 before we close this out. I mean, Knox stacked with Allen is sharp. I won't hear anything. Carson Beck and I think if I'm going to do Beck with Allen, I think I'm just going to do like we talked about, like 2 late quarterbacks, like Rodgers, Penix, Beck, whatever, you know. Is Beck stacked? Just naked Beck to Texas Fox 82. But I think Knox and Ray Davis is 2 late Buffalo stacks with an Allen team is sharp. Handcucking James Cook, different story, but like it's not terrible. I'm thinking about the other draft. I think we played the room pretty good. We got some nice values. I'm not mad about it.
What if Carson Beck is the Sam Howell of Tyler Shucks?
Then I think you're doing all right. I think you're
doomed, actually.
That's 8 games of top 12 quarterback play, but not in the finals. So as a 17th or 18th round pick, pretty good. That's better than Tua or Penix. How they project this year.
What if Carson Beck is a 15, 16 round pick next year? I'm not drafting him, but I'm just what if?
No, Carson Beck is Will Levis. Everybody drafts him in the 16th, 17th, 18th, and then the team drafts his replacement immediately as expected, and everybody complains about how that was unfair.
Carson Beck could be a low-key sharp pick, but I honestly think they turned it to Minshew for some reason.
Carson Beck sucks. He's got no fucking arm.
That is what I've heard, but
I think it's Brissett and Minshew rotating, and maybe they throw the husk of Beck out there for like half a game, like we saw with Brosmer, and then like, all right, we can't do this, and they pull him. But like, it's gonna be really ugly at some point for sure.
Probably.
He might not have a passing game, but I've heard Beck has a pretty good Snapchat game. I don't know if I've heard much, but I've heard that.
Yeah, that's why naked Beck is okay.
You said it, not me. Nut.
Thank you everybody for joining the Toxic Tower. We will have another stream tomorrow night, members only live, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. Members only, $4.99. Join the Toxic Tower. Gets you access to extra streams every week. All of the catalog of our members only streams. And by the way, those have been worth the price of admission. Honestly, I should delist those and charge those $20 a pop. They will get us canceled. They are too fucking cheap. Gets you access to the members only Discord, link below. Check out the Fanspeak Network Substack, only $28 a year with the Toxic promo code, link in the description. Use the Best Ball Overlay promo code Toxic. One of the best overlays, really easy, cheap extension, helps you track all your portfolio, your stacks, your bringbacks. Candyman, thank you for joining us, filling in for PPR. Got anything you'd like to tell the people about?
Yeah, people, I'm going live in an hour. I'm drafting more best ball teams, talking a little bit of the Open. We've got some sweats for golf this week too, but I'm drafting more best ball manias tonight. Whatever we get into over on my channel, Fantasy Football Garage, come get in on the drafts. And thanks for having me, guys. Always fun cutting it up. And glad I got to fill the PPR role. I feel like I was really funneling my PPR with all the data and the reading that I was doing and the analytical takes. So I was just kind of, I was feeling it tonight.
I thought he was here in the room with us. PPR is on vacation with his boys in Arizona, I think. So yeah.
Yeah. I never looked at PPR as the analytical bro, but I feel it. I like it.
Yeah, that's the joke. There's no other analytical bro on this channel except for me.
Oh, okay.
No, you're good, Yosh. We'll see everybody tomorrow night. Candyman, BBG, Emo, members only tomorrow. Going to draft some teams with y'all. You get to join us with your own veto. We're going to have a blast. If we make it to tomorrow night, which I cannot guarantee. As always, this might be the last show of the Toxic Tower. I would love that. My wife would love that. My dog would love that. But y'all wouldn't like that. So we'll see you tomorrow night.
Why don't you think
Look at the projected ceiling games.
I don't know if he's good or not.
Is there anybody here you need?
Oh, some other shit.
How many goddamn hoops do you have?
No, Juggins better.
Thank you. It's a very nice site credit. I put my best effort into the team.